team in score.
It says that in his Wikipedia.
This is his game. He's not a good offensive player like that. He can't carry a team on offense. Bam is a stat filler. Bam is not a great offensive player. Bam is not an offensive guy. We don't have a guy that just goes out and gets buckets. 17 a game is Gabe Vincent. He is an all-star basketball player. He is a mediocre scorer. He's a mediocre at best. Mediocre. He's just not that threat on the offensive side. Bam doesn't even look at the rim anymore. He just doesn't even worry about that side of the basketball court. I said he's going to do exactly what Bam does, and he's going to get in the high teens. That's not impressive. You're making $50 million a year, and you're going to consistently give us 17? I don't think that's acceptable.
He's a damn good quality NBA guy. That's it.
When guys are looking at their schedule, they say, damn, we play Bam on Friday. Cool, we got to get ready. No, Solana, they don't.
Bam for Embiid, straight up, Hoch, you're taking that?
Yeah.
Bam's turned into a hustle man. Rebound master.
He's a energy guy, hustle man.
You said, how does Bam go, whatever, in the games without scoring 20 points? Be Bam Adebayo.
If you think the Heat see Bam Adebayo, a one-time All-Star, as untouchable, and you are out of your mind if you think that.
Bam Adebayo is going to the Hall of Fame. He's on track to be a Hall of Famer. And it's not even close. I don't think it's a discussion.
That's crazy.
Yesterday.
Here are some of the player props for tonight. Would you like to guess Bam Adebayo?
Bam's up to 20. I'll go 20.5 for Bam.
23.5.
Too high.
It's begging me to bet the under tonight on Bam. It is begging me to bet the under on Bam.
As we get underway, the Heat moving left to right in front of our broadcast position. Bam with the rock fed by Pella. To the right block, mid-post, bouncing in on Sar. Fade away from the dots. Nothing but net for the captain to start our hoop party tonight. 3 ball. Bam's on fire, knocking it down from the right corner pocket. That man wants to get to 15,000 tonight.
And Bam has incorporated the 3 in his game. You don't want to take
Incorporated,
that
or
shot.
does he just shoot it more? Because it doesn't go in.
Cooper the miss. Here's Bam for 3. Nothing but net. Bam raising his hands to the heavens. Keep the blessings flowing. Let our cup runneth over with the captain tickle and twine all night long. He's got 27. Davion puts it in the hands of Bam. Why not? He's going up, scooping up off glass. And 1 for the Heat captain. Don't stop until you decide you have enough. He's got 42.
We don't have a guy that just goes out and gets buckets.
Pella feeding Bam. It post right side. Double team comes, of course. He'll drive now and throw it down. Oh, Cass knows what he's doing. He said, I'm playing with a monster.
Bam being himself is going to make him not score 20 points.
He averages 20 points, Crowder. I mean,
He is a 16-point guy.
A miss. Kick ahead to Bam. Get up, 2 hands, throw down for 52. Bam now joins the great scorers in Heat history. Talking about LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Lonzo Mourning, Glenn Rice. Now add Bam Adebayo to that 50-point club for the Miami Heat. Bam has it. Get it up. Throw it down with the right hand hammer to be the finest single-game scorer in the history of the Miami Heat. He got up. He threw it down for one of, if not the most delicious, Bam sandwich of his career. Everyone on their feet praising the Heat captain with his historic 62. 80 points for Bam on his 40th free throw attempt. His 33rd make. His records now as well. For 81. For Kobe. 81 points on the board for Bam Adebayo. Quickly into Bam. He's got space. Head down, spins, puts it up. And Bam going to the line again. Bam Adebayo is a complete monster. 83 for Bam Adebayo. Only Wilt Chamberlain has more points in an NBA game in association history.
I stand by what I said.
Toyota Tercel, huh, Crowder?
That was a one night Lamborghini game.
I'll tell you what, man. I just looked at his stats, though. He's still only averaging 20 this season. So the 23 and a half over under is
it went up a full point.
Here's the thing. It was an amazing night. Solana was there. I'm watching on TV, and Crowder was flying home from New York. I guess you saw the end of it by the time that you were home. But here's my disconnect. I can only speak through the prism of being a Heat fan. And I know the rest of the nation because I've heard from people out of state, and I'm sure everyone saw, Mad Dog on First Take this morning and other pundits across the country. But because there are differing opinions as to what we witnessed last night. But as a Heat fan, it was glorious. And I don't think any of us are going to have the ability to look at it any other way. This was, in my opinion, because I can pick apart some of the things that happened, but it was something that Heat Nation needed. And Bam and Spo delivered it.
Huh.
They delivered it to the team, to Bam, to Heat Nation. It was very deserving of a guy like Bam. Now, I'm, again, not necessarily certain the rest of the country feels that way, but I think Heat fans go, yeah, Bam deserved that. So they delivered last night a moment that we Heat fans are going to remember forever. And so as a Heat fan, I don't need more context than that, but the rest of the country does. And that's what you're seeing, I think, on all these talk shows and opinion programs, and that's fine. They can do that. I'm going to have a difficult time doing it because I'm a Heat fan, and so I'm watching it last night. I wish I was there like Solana was, but I'm watching it, and it's like the greatest party you've ever been at. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how it's happening. You're just watching a magical night for a team that you root for and a guy that you root for, and then all of a sudden, I even said to my wife last night, going to be 10 minutes before people start taking a negative slant on what we just witnessed.
Yeah.
And it was 10 minutes before the tweets started populating my timeline about, what a carnival it was at the end.
First off, I want to apologize to Bam. I never thought he had 83 points in a 3-game stretch. That was crazy. When I got off that plane, I started texting y'all, listening to Jax. Solana's jumping in. This is a big celebration. Amy's talking. It was wild. I thought y'all were joking. The text that said Bam has 77. I thought it was a joke. I'm like, there's no way. That's when I actually started getting home.
Because he texted on the plane. He goes, is Bam having a big night? ? Because you must have been seeing Bam this, Bam that, or whatever. And I'm like, 77 points.
And that was,
it does sound like a joke.
When I got reception, I'm thinking you're BSing me like, okay, what's Bam? Okay, Bam got 38. Bam sneaking up on 40. We're good. 77 points. Never saw it out of him. Went back and watched the highlights today. He was on. He was banging them down. And then the one thing I love is all the X and O and all the schematics and all. In that second half, Spo put all that crap out the window and said, hey, fellas, Bam is feeling it tonight. Give this man the damn ball. Then when he got over 70, they were turning the ball over on purpose to get Bam one-on-ones. Like that is amazing Bam went out and did his thing. I loved how he had his old lady up there on the podium after the game. I know what happened last night or 2 nights ago for him to have the night he had last night. But, bro, the names of the top 3 scorers in single-game NBA history are known by one name. You say Wilt, you know what we're talking about. You say Kobe, you know who you're talking about. Now you say Bam. The name Bam, it's a phrase, not even a real damn name. They know it's Bam Adebayo. Bam, I'm going to officially apologize, but you're still at 20 points a game. I need a higher point average than that.
And speaking of the one-name wonders, Boozy, 41 last night.
Hawk, please don't do that today.
Now, Boozy had 41 last night, and Giddey had a triple-double.
Bam had 83. You better not bring up if you say
41,
Giddey.
41.
If you say Giddey, I'm coming to get you.
41 for Boozy. Anyway, it was and here's the thing. And again, I understand the other side of it if you want to have another side of it. I get it. And we're going to talk about it today. Jason Jackson is going to join us. Coach Jim Larenega will be with us for an hour. Zach Gelb will be on with us. The thing that I love, you talk about Spo. The thing that I love about Spo, he threw out the window last night normalcy for an NBA game. And the Heat generally stand on normalcy and unwritten rules and doing things the right way. That's how they've cultivated this DNA narrative that they have. And Pat Riley just a few weeks ago said, I wish coaches would wear suits on the sidelines. The guy who says that, trust me, is not the guy who thinks they should be missing free throws on purpose up 30 for the chance of an offensive board and more points for your center. So they threw all that out the window, though, because something special was happening, and they had an opportunity to give a gift to Heat Nation that we'll remember forever. And I compare it and contrast it to Mike McDaniel with the 70 points, and he decided to take the high road, if you want to call it that, and not go for 73 when he could have gifted Dolphins Nation, who, by the way, probably needs it more than Heat Nation needs it, that moment where you go, hey, while 70 was great, 73 would have been the record. And Mike McDaniel decided in that moment, I'm not going to do it. And Spo had a number of off-ramps last night where he could have done that. I wouldn't have blamed him, by the way, if he did. But also, I applaud him that he didn't, because he gave us something special. He gave the people in that crowd on a Tuesday night at the Kaseya Center against a depleted, unknown Washington team, he gave them something special. He didn't step in as the referee and say, I got to call this one. It's over. TKO. He let it play out the way fans love to watch things play out sometimes. Has he opened up a Pandora's box against the Heat? I don't know. We'll find out. But I love that he did it last night.
Humanity. That's what he opened up, humanity and fandom. Where, yeah, I want to run. Let's run the triangle because they're protecting the three-point line. Listen, Bam's at 70. Y'all give that bastard the ball. Who cares what happens? We're already winning. If Bam has 70 and they're down, that's a different thing. They're up. They're beating the hell out of the other team. And Spo can click out of X and O mode and understand the moment this is. I love that you bring up the Mike McDaniel, the Denver game, where, oh no, well, we're already winning. We don't need to. Bro, you could be the highest scoring team in league history. A league that's been going on for 100 years. You could be the highest scoring team and give that to humans. Let's click out of this coaching mode and get into it. Spo is the epitome of hard-nosed culture, X and O, let's do it right guy. Spo had to step back and see the history that's about to be made. And I don't know what went on in them timeout huddles, but it had to be Spo saying, hey, give 13 that damn ball. I don't give a damn what y'all want to do after that.
I want to ask Jim Larenega, because I wonder if Larenega would have unilaterally decided we're up 30, you've scored over 50, you're coming out of the game, or if you would have left it up to the player. Because 999 out of 1,000 times, Bam does not play in the fourth quarter. Doesn't play much of the third quarter. Game was over. It was in hand. You were playing a much lesser team. And that's the part where I say Spo, forget about running the plays for him. That's the part where I say Spo allowed everything to fly out the window and say, yeah, I'll just keep him in the game. I'll keep him in the game that he has no business being in.
Well, it was chasing the Heat franchise record.
Correct.
And I think that had a little bit to do with it, because if the franchise record would have been 48, let's just say, and Bam had surpassed it in the first half or early third quarter, maybe, you end up benching him because of the sizable lead. He had to get to 62. Once he gets to 62 as early as he did, and there's still time left in that third quarter, a lot of time left, and all of a sudden you're ending the fourth quarter, and he's got 70. I don't think there's any coach in the world, any player, any teammate in the world that wouldn't give their guy, when you're up 20 points against that defense who has been unable to stop him all night, the chance to go chase history.
I think there are. I think there are plenty of coaches who just stand on ceremony and don't read the room.
If he had 60 going into the fourth quarter, then he doesn't get to 81. I'm sorry. If he had 50 at the end of the third quarter, then it's a different conversation. I mean, he broke the franchise record, and there was more than 12 minutes of basketball left to be played. He ended up scoring 20 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, he was close. He was very, very close, and there was still 9 minutes of game action left for him to go get more.
It just doesn't happen very often. It's why I applaud Spo, because it just doesn't happen that coaches allow that to happen. Mike McDaniel, I'm telling you, could have had the NFL record for points, but he played by the letter of the law. Not going to rub it in here.
I'm with you. By the way, one of the best moments last night, that building, like it was something I've never experienced before, where there's this crazy anxiety, and when Bam, with about 2 minutes and 48 seconds left, it's an and one. Drew Smith kind of throws the ball over. It looks like an air ball. Bam catches it. He's fouled. He makes the shot. He goes to the free throw line. He gets points 75, 76. The free throws for 77. There's this anxiety in the building because there's 2 minutes and like 45 left. Everybody knows we're about to witness something that has only been done twice. Bam's going to pass Kobe. It's going to happen, but we don't know how, because they're fouling anybody not named Bam Adebayo when he gets the basketball. How is this going to happen? But everybody knew it was coming. We're all going to witness history. Bam drives to the basket. He takes out two Wizards defenders. Charge. It was the clearest charge ever. Those two guys just stood there. Bam took them out both. And Spo just waves his arm, and he comes running out onto the court. And it was so obvious he's going to lose the challenge. It had to have been an NBA record for quickest challenge in the history of NBA challenges.
But it was great. It had that wrestling vibe. That moment had the wrestling vibe because he was so demonstrative.
He's
with
in the middle
replay.
Of the court. The whole bench, Karan Butler, Chris Quinn are all out there with him. It was you don't see that ever.
It was almost like a movie. And again, you watch sports movies sometimes, you go, well, that couldn't happen. That would never happen. This wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. And that stuff doesn't happen usually because, again, people are their own governors. And most sports, all sports really have unwritten rules. There's times I've seen in soccer before where if there's an injury or whatever, but they can't stop the play and they do, but then they give the ball to
you kick the ball out of bounds.
There's unwritten rules where you could keep the ball in that situation, but there's unwritten rules. And you watch a movie and you go, well, that couldn't happen. That wouldn't happen or whatever. And last night was like a movie or wrestling because stuff that normally doesn't happen, especially by a team and a coach who are the gatekeepers of everything that's right about the sport, allowed this stuff to happen because it was a special moment. Like, you can't go back and do it over. You don't get mulligans on those chances. And Spo went for it. And Bam went for it. And his teammates went for it. And it was it will be a magical night that we all remember.
Spo hit it on the head, and then Bam hit it on the head when they were getting Drew Smith, damn Myron. I don't even know his last name. Gardner.
Myron didn't do jack. Myron, there's a couple things. Myron Gardner, how about you get your 4 field goals so I can cash a big ticket? All right. He was, 2 for 4, I think.
Yeah.
From the field. How about you hit the other 2, Myron? Also, Bam, double-double wouldn't have killed anybody last night.
1 rebound away.
Put up 83 points. Hey, how about a double-double?
He was a little tired, Hawk. A little bit tired. 3 assists. Passed the ball a couple times.
Imagine having bet Bam double-double, and the dude ends with 83 points and 9 boards. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to look at yourself in the mirror.
And he stopped defending, too, which was great. He just stopped defending. Oh, Kendall Gill, you want to take that 3?
He just wanted the ball back as quickly as he could get the ball back in his hand.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Kendall Gill, you want to take that 3? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, Sharif Cooper, you want to drive to the rim? Yeah, go ahead. Make it, miss it. I don't care. I just want the ball back. to the point of people today who chose to pick apart how it happened and who only watched 3 minutes at the end of the game, where it did become something that's not basketball.
Well, you have to understand it if you're not a Heat fan. You have to.
I don't. Because
Solana.
if you only watch the final 3 minutes of the game, you're doing yourself an injustice of one of the greatest regular season / NBA history performances ever, because the last 3 minutes are not what transpired for the other 45 minutes of the game. And if you're picking apart the amount of free throws that he took, and you're picking apart why he was on the line, which, by the way, all those fouls were fouls, then you're just a hater. He did something that basketball fans should treasure. He put up a stat line that basketball fans should marvel at. And less than 24 hours later, less than 5 hours, less than 1 hour later, people are just looking at the box score, looking at what the Wizards and what the Heat were trying to accomplish, and just picking it apart and saying it's not a real 83-point game, and it's an embarrassment to the sport. You should treasure somebody like Bam Adebayo, maybe the most improbable 50-point scorer in the history of the NBA, doing something that nobody thought he could do. And he delivered the entire game.
Solana, how do you feel about Michael Strahan's sack record?
Because I've always thrown water on that.
It's not the same, though.
Is.
It's not.
It is.
For a lot of people watching, again.
But it's not.
Again.
But it's not.
It is.
It's not.
Solana, he had a legit 70. Those last 13 were that was questionable.
Many people say, because you say, hey, don't just watch the last 3 minutes. But the problem is the last 3 minutes for many people impugn what he actually accomplished.
But Michael Strahan and Bam Adebayo are two completely different situations. First of all, Michael Strahan got a sack that he didn't deserve. Bam Adebayo
shouldn't have been in the game.
Bam Adebayo, but why? He's chasing a record. Michael Strahan should have been in the game.
But we know, no.
Bam Adebayo.
No.
We talk about it all the time on this show. Rest your starters in the fourth quarter kind of game. But that's normal in the NBA.
But
I agree with that. You're up by 20, Solana. Quickly, you're up by 20. But when they were turning the ball over on purpose to get offensive possessions, like that's not basketball. Listen.
When Keyshawn Johnson,
there's context.
When Keyshawn Johnson missed a free throw,
there's context. There's context because no. There's massive context to that. The Miami Heat don't have Keyshawn Johnson miss a free throw on purpose, and they're not giving up possessions on the defensive end. If the Washington Wizards don't start fouling Drew Smith and Keyshawn Johnson the second you inbound the ball,
because Bam shouldn't have been in the game,
that Bam Adebayo wasn't going to get the basketball. That's an important part of this story. If they had just D'd up Bam Adebayo, and if they had double teamed him from earlier in the game, he doesn't get 70.
Yes.
He doesn't get 80. They could not stop him. And then every free throw he took, every single free throw, go back and watch the tape, was a legitimate foul. I would agree that this wouldn't be a true 83-point game if the referees were calling ticky-tack fouls. I would agree if the Wizards themselves were purposely putting Bam Adebayo on the free throw line. None of that happened. The Wizards were actively sending 3-4 bodies at Bam, and they still couldn't take the ball away from him. They still couldn't not foul him.
But you have to give it the context because the Heat were still playing with the hammer down in a situation that most teams don't. It's the situation, listen, when someone's dribbling the ball out to end the game and someone comes up and steals the ball, we're outraged, right? We saw it happen to Dwayne Wade. We saw it happen to Dwayne Wade with the Heat. Hey, game's on. You could steal the ball if you want. Last night was a situation that doesn't happen. All I'm telling you is you can understand if we don't look at it through the prism of being Heat fans, which I'm telling you at the beginning of the show, it's impossible for us to do because we're all Heat fans. But you have to understand someone from across the country looking at that and going, wait a second. They could do that with Giannis every game if they wanted to. They could do that with Kevin Durant every game if they wanted to. If they foul, if they miss free throws, if they keep KD in for the entire game and only allow him to shoot, it could happen. That's why I said I wonder if the Heat open up a Pandora's box by doing so. I'm just telling you, if you can't understand the other side, then you've got a disconnect between real basketball and being a Heat fan.
No, I think the people who want to pick apart what Bam Adebayo did yesterday and brush it off like it was gifted to him, like the Heat did something that shouldn't be done.
They did something that's not normally done. You can't not acknowledge
aren't real basketball fans.
But wait a second.
They're not.
Doesn't a real basketball
that fourth quarter
that starters rest when they're up by 30?
Solana, you love basketball.
Doesn't a real basketball fan appreciate another team who's getting punked by Bam Adebayo?
But you're answering a question with a question.
Defending him.
Solana, you cover basketball. You love basketball. You watch hundreds of, probably thousands of games in your life. That fourth quarter was not normal basketball. He was chasing a record. They were trying to stop him. They were doing stuff to stop him, and they were strategically making them not stop him. I don't agree with the other side, Solana, but you have to understand that wasn't basketball we watched for the last 3 minutes of that game.
It doesn't make you less of a Heat fan to say, yeah, that wasn't a typical fourth quarter.
I'm not arguing that it was a typical fourth quarter. I'm saying the reason the Heat had to go that way, the reason it became a chess match between Spo and the Wizards coach is because the Wizards turned it into not basketball. The Wizards started fouling Drew Smith.
Yeah, but
the Wizards
by leaving
started
Bam
fouling
in,
Keyshawn Johnson. But of course you're going to leave Bam in for that record,
No,
Hoch.
you're not.
Of course you are.
No,
but he had 70 points with 9 minutes to go in the game. 9 minutes of game action. And by the way, at one point in that fourth quarter, it was only a 12-point lead. It's not like the Heat were up 30 the entire game.
It was a nail biter.
But
not calling it a nail biter, but 12-point lead with 5 minutes to go in the NBA is not a foregone conclusion that the game's over. The Washington Wizards, if they wanted Bam to not get the record, maybe they should have stopped them. Maybe they should have stopped grabbing him every time Keyshawn Johnson set a pin down so he could come to the nail and catch the ball. But guess what? They were unable to do it. Then they start sending 3-4 bodies at him, and they couldn't stay in front of him without fouling him. He earned every single point he got last night.
Solana,
otherwise is an absolute disgrace when somebody put up something that everybody should be cherishing, not blaspheming.
But Solana, you got your thong in a bunch, and I understand it. I understand your thong is rammed deep right now. That's why I brought up the human side of it, where Spo understood the assignment when Bam got to 70.
He did.
The Wizards didn't want to get embarrassed, so it wasn't a normal game. Like, you get mad when I say he earned. Let's say he earned 75. That was basketball. He earned 75.
He earned 83, and I'm
telling
you.
No. But Solana, when you're turning the ball over, when you're missing foul shots, and Hoch started by saying the other side. I had to watch it today because I'm watching the shows, and I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? I remember Kobe's 81. Did you watch Kobe's 81?
I did, and I went back last night.
I don't want to do this now.
Kobe was one-on-one, still hitting fadeaways.
We're all celebrating Bam, and we're all saying it was the most magical night, maybe in the last, I'm going to say sports-wise in South Florida. Well,
Oh,
actually, I
well,
have to go back to the
Panthers
Stanley Cup last
championship.
season. Yeah. Well, all I'm saying is I do understand why people would pick it apart because it was not a normal fourth quarter. It just wasn't.
It wasn't, but I would say people who are picking it apart are missing the context
That's fine.
of why it turned into what it turned into.
That's fine.
And instead of doing that, they should appreciate the fact that Bam Adebayo scored 83 points in an NBA game, and nobody in the NBA would have put Bam in a top 50 list of players to go score 80 points in a game. Nobody. And he did it. And I'm telling you that he earned every single 83 points. That shouldn't be lost upon what happened last night, because people on ESPN this morning watched 3 minutes of the game and decided that it wasn't a true 83-point game. Those people are disgracing maybe the greatest regular season feat.
They're literally
ever.
telling you the Heat, disgraced the game last night. They have a wildly different opinion of it than you do.
I'm hearing you, and I'm telling you, the Miami Heat aren't in a position yesterday to turn that into a funky game if the Washington Wizards don't start fouling Drew Smith.
He doesn't have to be in the game.
They got nasty.
In the game.
He's chasing
I
an all-time
get it.
record.
I get it.
Okay.
And they wanted to try to stop it, so they muddied it up. I mean, you're arguing
What's the
apples
boys?
to apples here.
What's the boy's name? Koulibaly?
You
think Koulibaly wants to say I was on the other side of an 83-point game by Bam?
I tell you
Riley?
back in my day, late 70s, early 80s, someone would have clocked them.
Oh, yeah, he getting knocked out in the paint.
Knocked him out. Want to hit the record. All right, we got to take a break. Your headlines are that Bam had an amazing night. That's sponsored by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Heat and Spurs, March 23rd. We have a pair of tickets every day this week. Heat and Spurs, March 23rd. Today, we will give away the tickets at 5:20. 5:20 this afternoon, we will give away Heat Spurs tickets. So make sure you're listening. Jason Jackson is next.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Everything that comes out of my mouth is generally wrong.
Ba-da-da-da, bam, bam, ba-dum, bam, bam, ba-dum, bam, bam, ba-dum. I see Jason Jackson up on my video feed. I'm just waiting for Crowder to get back on my video feed. Walked away. He goes to hydrate. He's doing one of these World Cup hydration breaks he's implemented for himself. Jason Jackson is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He was on the call last night on the Miami Heat audio experience. And then I'm watching Jax and Amy postgame on FanDuel Sports Network Sun. And Jax was saying, and I think of this being a broadcaster, he was saying, started to hit me at one point that, like, I need to deliver this game call with the proper importance because this is a game that is going to be remembered forever. And so it started to hit Jax. Like, when did it start to hit you last night? Like, at what point did you say to yourself, you know what? This audio is going to get played over and over and over and over for years and years and years, and I need to be cognizant of it.
Well, the great thing about the Miami Heat broadcast department is there's three of us that call games. So they can work between Jose in Spanish, Eric Reed on television, and yours truly on the audio experience. So they can cherry pick the best stuff, which is great for the organization and our little mini movies that I'm sure will be made on this situation. It was after I was silly on Bam's dunk to pass LeBron for the single game total, where I was like, yeah, I can't do Bam slamwich anymore. This is gonna have to turn into
That was it. That was like your barometer of like, all right, I don't want this call to be played 40 years from now and people hear me say Bam.
Could you imagine my grandchild going, Popsio, what made a slamwich? What made a Bam slamwich? And I would probably make up something right there with ham and tomatoes and peanut butter and toasted on pumpernickel. And it would be something of that nature. But I did kind of a gravity moment kind of hit me at that point because I'm looking at the clock. And I had already, as Solana knows, I was musing about the Kobe dynamic way too early. About when we got halfway there, late in the second quarter, because I know how much Kobe meant to Bam as a kid. And, there's no way to anticipate that on a Tuesday night against Washington in the Heat's house. I was really focused on the fact that there was a 6th straight win, and I called it a week ago that the Raptors were moonwalking like Michael Jackson in Motown 25 celebration back in the 80s, and that the 5 spot was going to be available. That's really where I came into the night going, this is all feasible, people. And then it's, Tyler's out. Oh, wait, Kalel's out. Norm and Wiggs and Nico, they aren't coming back. And then El DeBarge isn't playing except for Jazz in the Gardens. Oh, I'm sorry, Trae Young. And so it was just this weird setup of what was going to happen. And by the way, Bilal Coulibaly would like a word with you, Shannon. In French, by the way.
Coulibaly.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bilal Coulibaly.
Can he whoop me? Can he whoop me,
Yeah.
Jax?
No, we're not going to. Come on. We have enough international issues for you to be battling our friends in Paris. Okay, over Balalcatraz, as they call him in DC.
Oh, that's a great nickname.
Yeah, solid. That's solid.
Excellent.
He did. Listen, the jail door was open last night a couple of times. He wasn't doing anything.
Speak quickly, because I know Crowder's got questions too. But just speak quickly because you're around Bam all the time for what this means for Bam the man. We saw it last night post game, and then he was up on the podium with Asia, but you're around him and you know him, and this guy has been deified by Dwayne Wade, who was the holder of the Heat culture torch. And so as a guy who's around him all the time, speak on what this means for Bam the man.
And I think I'm glad you're giving me this space to do it, because this is what Chris Russo was missing. This is what Dan Patrick was missing this morning when I was visiting with him, and Scal and Isola earlier this morning. It's been fun because all these people haven't called me since the 2023 finals. We're blowing up my phone. But this was about a young man who we saw coming here out of Kentucky have a press conference with another young man out of Kentucky who happened to draft him in Pat Riley, saying that 13 was going in the rafters at the first press conference. And most of us going, wait, I only watched this man for 9 months with Cal and them in Lexington. What are we doing? Pat, not only with those bag of rings in his office, clearly has a crystal ball as well, because Bam is and has become already on this day, prior to yesterday, somebody whose number was going to go up in the tip top because of what he has become. He came in here as a rebounder and defender, and he has done that at an elite level. Then over the 8 3/4 seasons, altered to what was necessary for this team, first being an orchestrator of offense from the 5, and now clearly being an annihilator of others from that position, incorporating a elbow game that is immaculate, and now a three-point shot that is serviceable, if not better, that makes him extremely challenging to defend while he is all up inside your jersey on the other end. There aren't a whole lot of 5s who want to chase their man out to the edges, right? And now he's working on the 4s. You know, there was all this rumbling, and Alejandro knows, Jimmy knows, all this rumbling around about Bam being less than when he has to deal with a guy his size or smaller. And so look around who was on the floor last night, a bunch of guys that were less than or smaller, and he wore them all out historically. Get to the guy. Your question is awesome because I think about Bam, son of a single mother in a single wide trailer in the backwoods of North Kakalaka, trying to figure out what a dream is, let alone having a dream. My father had a line. We're from about 20 miles north of Columbus, Ohio, and he talked about how poor they were when he was a kid. I'm only laughing because I didn't have to be that poor. They went to college and were successful. And they talk about they were so broke, they didn't have the piss to put in the pot that they didn't have.
They were dehydrated.
Dog, they were walking around looking for hot hoses on a faucet, which back then we called a spigot.
Yeah.
Channing, tell them about the spigot now.
Yeah,
And so anyway, I think about that type of beginning and being able to emerge to be one of the top 450 players in the world, then being one of the top 24 players in the world, then being one of the top 12 players in the world, and he has the gold medals to prove that fact. I know it's a selection process, and some of the great players don't participate, but to hell with that. Those gold medals will tell you something else. And then taking on the stewardship of Alonzo Mourning, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Udonis Haslem, and so many others, of taking care of the place where you work, too. There are thousands of single mothers and young children, both in North Carolina. By the way, that was North Kakalaka for the folks that didn't know that. and then here in South Florida, altering the way they see the world because of his kindness. And so if we were going to miss some free throws, and if we were going to double team, and if the game got a little sideways to help someone like that have a forever moment, I'm cool. And none of this starts, by the way, thank you, Alejandro, for noting that it was Washington that got froggy. All the Heat did was jump.
And Jax, we'll talk about the last 3 minutes because that was a
48-minute game. All I want to talk about is 3 minutes. That's what it is.
And that's the last.
Trace Minutos.
But you talk about, like, I brought up humanity with it.
Yeah.
Is that stuff? I don't know if that's the first time. Let me know if I'm wrong. Where I was listening to the Heat audio experience. I was getting off the plane. I got in my truck and I listened to the fourth quarter.
I'm glad we could moisturize the labyrinth of your ear.
But I'm listening to fourth quarter with you, and you're almost joking about it. Okay, they're inbounding the ball. It's going to Bam. It's going to Bam. Where Spo, the ultimate X and O guy, saw that moment and said, I don't know what the timeouts were.
Right,
hey, man, give the damn ball to 13. He got 70 already. Y'all know what to do.
Yeah, no, it was that even might be the better part of the story is that you take the immaculate manner in which Spo goes about his job and the way that he demands from his staff and from the players of how we're going to do this, and recognizing to hell with that, man. This cat has given me a decade of his life at the highest of levels, recognizing who we are as an organization, what I want to do, and the changes that I want to make, right? Go back to those first 21 games. We're running all up and down the floor, 100 possessions. Jackson needs oxygen. Here we go. Bam was in that mix. I'd have to pull down, but that was a lot of, hey, man, look at this Wiggins cat. This is something else. Oh, look at Norm. What in the hell were they thinking out in California? Boy, I can't wait till Tyler's back in this mix. Bam just maintained a connective fiber. And because of that, there was that he says slump, so I'm going to say slump. And then for the last 30 games, somebody go ask your mom about Bam Adebayo. He's been all-star caliber offense with first team all defense. And if you ask him, he want that defensive player of the year stuff again. And it's clear because, guys, the differential of when Bam is on that floor versus when he's off is a plus minus of 27. 27. It's a cavernous gap. They are plus 20 when he's on the floor. They're minus 7 when he's not. I mean, I don't do a lot of math because it takes a minute. I like the arts.
Business. I got into this business because
I'm with you, baby. I like the ha-has and the giggles. I need a calculator otherwise.
Jax, because, Bam has, I want to use the word sacrificed over the years. And I know he's, improved his game, as you mentioned, but he is the guy that does the dirty work. And he takes the bulk of the criticism when things don't go right, doesn't take enough shots, doesn't score enough points. Do you think last night Spo committed to this in the fourth quarter as almost maybe a thank you to Bam? Like, yeah, we're going to get him this tonight because he's bought into everything we've been about, sometimes at a cost to the type of player he can be.
Potentially
if the reins were taken off. So we're going to take off the reins of what we do, and we're all going to commit tonight for this one moment to Bam Adebayo.
It was the confluence of winning, right? Having a 6-game win streak at the most important time of the year, and that. I think if the game's nip and tuck, and you got to have – I think there's a third layer too. The rotation was all jacked up because of how many cats were out. When Bam played all 12 minutes of the first quarter, that got fueled by the fact, well, he's just balling. He's out here going at it. Al had the audacity to get in our ears and talk about, oh, no, it was Ben. It wasn't you. It was Ben Rivera, who was our producer, going, oh, this is going to be fantastic, just watching Sar and Bam go back and forth. I'm like, no one signed up for this. There's two dudes just running up and down the floor. But young Mr. Sar, another Frenchman who would like to line up if you say Koulibaly one more time. Sar could not hang.
Yeah.
That man had a beautiful first. He in all intents and purposes, had a really impressive game. It was just at a certain point, somebody had 20 more freaking points than he did, and it was the third quarter. And so it was all of those things. It was a beautiful thing. I think you have to be a part of this thing, particularly if you're going to wear the trophy gold jersey, by the way, to the office.
Borrowed it from my friend Alejandro.
Okay. I was like, that is a deep dive of all the Bam jerseys.
Shout out to Michael McCullough because Solana was the first one in line. Did you buy two of these trophy golds?
I do.
Trophy gold.
The other one has a 2 and a 2 on the back, so it's not as.
Listen, rip off the top and put Wiggins on that thing, baby. It lives. It lives. But this was for us. This was for Heat Nation, and everybody else can just kick rocks, man. Lakers fans, I used to be one, so I know. I get it. That's about the line I'm drawing on people having something to say about it. There's enough real stuff to be mad about in the world. It should not be Bam. It shouldn't be sports ever. Like, right? Turn on CNN for 10 minutes, and you can get your outrage.
One other quick piece of outrage here, and I'm speaking on behalf of.
I just
those
went global world affairs, and you're like,
I know.
hey, yeah, enough about
But
that, Jax.
I speak for those of us who may have bet.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Well,
Alejandro, do you not tell this man what I can and cannot do?
Myron Gardner.
Before I even come on.
Myron Gardner.
Jaime.
Four made field goals.
Look at me, Jaime.
Was this fair to those of us who may have wagered on Myron Gardner, 4 made field goals? Was it fair to take all the attempts and thusly take them away from Myron Gardner?
Mr. Hochman, I have been a slightly above average employee for the Miami Heat for 22 seasons. I would like 8 more. Next question.
When do they play? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Yes.
What do you think Bam's over under on points is going to be tomorrow night? And would you go
Push
over?
the button, Jimmy. Push the button.
I could go more sportsy now, Jack. You know, I got to bring the hate out. I just saw Bam go 22 or 43. I can't have 12 shots next game. You got to put it up at least 25 times, Bam.
Listen, here's what I hope, guys. I hope that the folks who are dedicated to you all in this space at least had some fun. It was fun on a night where you had no idea what was going to happen. And that, let's get Dr. Jack Ramsey some love. He always said, never give up on an NBA game. And I bet you a bunch of folks did. They didn't give up. They never started on that game last night after they saw, maybe who wasn't going to play and who wasn't going to go. I was trying to give away tickets at 3:30. That's not usually my deal. Tickets are gone like 3 weeks out.
I was making fun of the matchup on the show last night because I looked at who was missing. And I'm like, wow, Tuesday night, look at these 2 lineups.
Don't play with it. If you thought you needed to go watch a rewind of Metlock or something, you didn't didn't go well. Didn't go well for you.
And I had the under on Matlock as well, too, which, I just killed me.
There's an undercarriage on Matlock.
Jason Jackson.
Oh, and by the way, before we run, Hoch, thank you so much for posting that flashback to Hot Seconds with Jax, the media edition on the artist formerly known as Twitter. It was just fun to think back to those times where we all liked each other and we're better
15
together.
15 years ago, me, Jack, Lebitard, and Stu Gotts on the, what was it called back then? Was it just
I believe that was just
Sun Sports?
It might have been Fox Sports Sun.
Fox Sports Sun. But it was 15
There's been
years
a few.
ago. It's on my Instagram. You can see it because it's not a story, it's a post. So it's on my Instagram.
It was like a little game show we played, and it was phenomenal.
Tremendous.
And none of you followed the rules, per usual.
Man.
And it was super fun.
Jax is aging like wine. Hawk, you age like a banana.
Well, it's funny. Somebody wrote on the post, everybody looks so young, except Hawk.
All you got to do is moisturize. Tell him, Crowder, boy, you get some of that Lubriderm, you'll live forever.
I tried to give him cocoa butter. He didn't want to have my cocoa butter.
He tried to give me Beijing for my hair. I don't know what to believe with this guy.
Don't knock it till you try it. That's what I'd say. There's only so many gifts we've been given.
And the Miami Heat audio experience. We love you, Jax.
The love is strong. Stay black. All of you all, not just Crowder. So long.
I did what you did. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Socrates once said, you don't know what your body can do until it does it.
Today's topics are sponsored by Local Plumbers 519.
Lot shaking in the Dolphins world. We're keeping an eye on it, and we'll bring you the news when it happens. Canes Hoops play an ACC tournament game tomorrow. Listen to the game here at 2:30.
Jimmy's got a default. Anytime something good happens, he loves to play Simply the Best by Tina Turner. That's like one of his go-to celebratory songs. Tina Turner, Simply the Best. Couple Dolphins notes before we start the 3 o'clock hour here and talk with Jim Larenega. I just saw Josina Anderson tweet out that Willie Gay is returning to the Dolphins on a 1-year deal. So that's good news. And I also saw that Jakeem Grant has announced his retirement. So how about that?
Oh, we can swaddle him.
Yeah, now he can nap. He can take a nap. 3 o'clock hour here. And by the way, Heat and Spurs, March 23rd. Victor Wembanyama, who, by the way, my son just sent me an Instagram video of Wemby last night talking about the Bam performance. Didn't seem very impressed by it. Wemby was asked, they asked him, like, does that give you motivation to score more? Something like that. And he's like, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of things that motivate us in the NBA. That was pretty much the extent of his take on it. But Wemby and the Spurs will be at the Kaseya Center on March 23rd. We've got a pair of tickets to give away every day this week. Today, we will give away the tickets at 5:20. So make sure you are listening at 5:20. Jim Larenega is the winningest coach in the University of Miami men's basketball history. And he joins us on Wednesdays. And obviously, we had a big basketball night last night here in South Florida with Bam Adebayo going for 83 points. And we have a lot to unpack here. And also, I want to get headlines from Solana because we didn't really do headlines in the 2 o'clock hour. But give us your overall impression. Like, what are your takeaway thoughts of what we watched last night?
Yeah, well, it depends on what side of this story you're on. If you're on the Miami Heat side and you're Bam and you're celebrating a historic night, if you're one of the players in that locker room after the game when Spo is saying, Wilt, Bam, Kobe, and then the team goes crazy, they're having fun. They're loving it. And it's worth celebrating because it's never been done with the Miami Heat before. 83 points. There's only one guy in the history of the NBA that ever scored more, and that's Wilt Chamberlain with his 100. But if you're in that other locker room, if you're with the Wizards, you're embarrassed. You can't believe just what happened to you. And so the twist is, after this happens, what are you going to do? What is Bam going to do? What's his next game going to be like? Crowder wants him to take at least 25 shots, and on those 25 shots, score 52 points. Maybe not the 83, but at least get 50. Come on, you got to follow up 83, not with a 20-point night. Isn't that right?
Yes, he got to go off, Coach. That's what I need out of him.
And, his confidence is going to be high. But he made 7 threes, but on 22 attempts. He doesn't normally take 22 threes in a game. Most players don't take 22 threes in a game.
Bam, yeah.
But the point is, and Solana's upset with the Twitter people who is slamming. That's crazy. Everybody that goes on Twitter to comment, they just are extreme. They're nuts. They go crazy. Either for Bam saying he's the greatest, that was the greatest performance ever, or people, the haters, who are going to criticize him, criticize the Heat, criticize the situation. You can't pay attention to those people. Solana.
Coach, would you have how do you feel about Spo dealing with the way he did? Where a guy has 43 and then they're up by 20 and then got to a point you knew he's getting the ball. How would you have dealt with it?
Well, first of all, Hoch was mentioning that it was like a blowout. It wasn't a blowout. They were up 13. That's nothing in the NBA. It's a 24-second clock. Hey, Sarr could have taken off. He had 28. Maybe he gets 44.
I mean, I'm talking when it was 20 and 25, and it was it was donezo.
Hey, listen, I watched my Clippers the other night. They're up 20. They're cruising versus the Spurs. And the Spurs come back and have a phenomenal fourth quarter and end up catching them and beating them. The NBA, you just heard Jason Jackson talk about in the NBA, there's no lead that's safe. And I have a trivia question. I've known Jason Jackson for a while. How long do you think I've known him, and where do you think I first met him?
I'm going to say at the Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game. You guys were on the call for a radio station. No, where did you meet Jack?
I'd like to guess.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Solana.
So you coached at Bowling Green, and I know Jack's
It's a great call.
I know Jack's lived. I think Bowling Green's
He's a Cincinnati guy
in Ohio.
Yeah.
I think Jack's is an Ohio guy,
Yep.
and then he lived in Bristol for a while. So I just imagine
Got to be Bowling Green.
you
You
guys
nailed
crossed
it with
paths
Bowling
there.
Green.
Yeah.
I was the head coach of Bowling Green, and Jack was a student at BG, and his wife, Cheryl, was also a student there. So I've known them for, how long ago was that? The early 90s. So let's say 30 years or more. But and he hit the nail on the head in talking about it. You know, that was a game that the fans had to just absolutely love being a part of that. You know, we talk about sports as great competition, but it's also great entertainment. If you're not entertained, you're not going. If the game is boring, you're not going. If it's a blowout, you lose interest. But the fans who stayed last night didn't leave early because the Heat were up by 20. Those fans that stayed, they got their money's worth last night. Bam put on a show for them, and they will talk about it like you guys have for over an hour now. It's been the one topic of conversation because it deserves to be. Bam scoring 80, 83. That's like Hoch shooting like a 61 in golf.
This is why, I mean, it's why we love sports, though, because you watch for a night like that. You watch through every game to get a night like that. You watch through every hockey game to get a night like Buffalo and Tampa had the other night. Like you're waiting for those moments that give you a feeling that only sports can give you. I want to get headlines here with Solana because we didn't really do them in the 2:00 hour. Real quick, though, Coach, would you have been at all worried about embarrassing your opposing team's coach or embarrassing the opponent by fouling? And I saw who was it that Keyshawn Johnson missed a free throw intentionally with a couple minutes to go to try to give Bam another offensive possession. would you have been at all worried about just embarrassing an opponent?
Yeah, here's the way I look at that is I coach my team. The opposing coach coaches his team. My players try to execute our plan. Their players try to execute their coach's plan. And now if that plan changes during the game where the coach is saying, hey, I don't like they're embarrassing us. I want you to foul all the time, or I want you to – in college, it used to be like you'd hold the ball so the other team wouldn't score 100. I mean, to me, that's bad sportsmanship. You should just play the game and let the players decide what's going on. And as a coach, you give them a game plan and say execute. If you have a player that's putting up numbers like Bam did last night, and that no one does that. No one gets 83. So you go with it. You just, enjoy the night. It's a special night. And if the other team is embarrassed by it, well, it's because of their defense.
Yeah. No, it's fair. I think it's fair. I think it's fair. I mean, we talk about that all the time in football. Oh, you don't want to get embarrassed? Well, stop them. Stop them. That can prevent you from being embarrassed. All right, headlines with Alejandro Solana here, brought to you by Durrell Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Durrell Hyundai or DurrellHyundai.com.
The Miami Heat have won 6 consecutive games, by the way. Kind of lost upon everybody yesterday. For the time being, they are out of the play-in tournament, but the Orlando Magic do play tonight and tomorrow. The Heat host the Milwaukee Bucks tomorrow. This ties their longest win streak of the season. Tomorrow they host the Milwaukee Bucks at home, game 3 of a 4-game homestand. That'll be at 7:30 p.m.
All right.
The Florida Panthers, they beat the Red Wings last night 4-3. I didn't even realize that until this morning.
A nice little comeback win.
2 straight dubs now for the Florida Panthers. Are they getting any hope from anybody? Anybody buying into the Panthers?
No. Have some surgeries.
Yeah.
Verhaeghe scored with 14 seconds left in the game.
Nice one.
Swaggy
P.
Right now, the Marlins, they trail the Astros 4-1, heading into the top of the 9th inning.
All right.
Those are your local headlines. Now, let me continue to spew my Bam Adebayo agenda.
All right.
Because you keep talking about, Hoch, how Bam shouldn't have been in the game. And I'm not saying that you necessarily feel that way.
No. I'm saying that's what the opposing side on this would say to you. I'm telling you, as I said at the beginning of the show, if you can't enjoy, again, we're all looking at it through the prism of being Heat fans. So, of course, we enjoyed it. It was like, you know what last night felt like? It felt like the Big Three era. It felt like us against the world again, which was the Big Three era. Everyone hated Miami. And last night, during the game, but then about 10 minutes after, when all the haters started to pile in on social media, it gave me that vibe. And I loved those 4 seasons. And it felt like that last night, which is why when I started the show, I thanked Spo for doing something, I think, out of the comfort zone for him. Because as Coach L just said, Heat Nation deserved this. Bam deserved this. The team deserved something like that. Like, you don't get an opportunity like that, but once sometimes in a career. And for a coach to say, well, let me pull the plug on it because that's what we would normally do in this situation, to me would have been tone deaf. It's why I love what happened last night. But when I watch people on television criticize the end of the game, I get it. I know what they're looking at and what they're saying. They're saying, well, Bam shouldn't have been in there at that point. Oh, you shouldn't be fouling at that point. You should just be expiring the shot clock and moving on with your life. So I'm just telling you, I understand people who are criticizing it, who are not Heat fans and don't know Bam Adebayo. They don't look at Bam Adebayo as being SGA or Nikola Jokic. They look at him and go, who? This guy scores 18 points a game. Why would we celebrate him getting 83 and breaking Kobe's record? So it's not my opinion. I'm just telling you, I can look at that and say, hey, I get that.
Well, I did some research on the Kobe game. Kobe Bryant and his Lakers were up 20 points with under 2 minutes to go in that game. Now, Bam Adebayo yesterday was trying to pass Kobe's record. He wasn't going to get to Wilt's record. He was trying to pass Kobe's, not even record, just 81-point game. Kobe wasn't trying to catch anything. He was just trying to score as many points as possible.
Well, he was trying to win, too. They were down 14 at half.
They were up 20.
They were down 14 at half.
They were up 20.
But they were down 14 at half. Did they trail in this game?
But here's my question.
I'm being serious. Did the Heat ever trail in this game?
I don't believe. Maybe at one point in the first quarter, no, they did not. There were 0 lead changes.
Okay. So Kobe was down 14 at half. I'm just saying that's a little, if you're going to give that kind of context, give all the context.
That's fair. That's fair. But Bam Adebayo yesterday was trying to get to a certain number. If we're going to criticize the fact that Bam Adebayo, and I'm not saying you are, I'm saying the people who are criticizing the fact that Bam was in the game up whatever the number was, double figures, and was just purposely trying to get to that number. Why do we then celebrate somebody whose team was up 20 points with under 2 minutes to play, had a sizable lead at that era of the NBA where 20 points at any point meant you were going to win the game, and was just trying to score as many points as possible in a game, by the way, where he took 13 of the Lakers' final 17 field goal attempts and all 13 of their free throw attempts in the fourth quarter just for him to get to 81. I love that game. I watched that game live. I have great memories of that night with my brother. I celebrate that moment. And Coach L, what I struggle to understand is why NBA fans, basketball fans at large, don't want to celebrate a player doing something unbelievable like that. They'd rather just find reasons to pick it apart. When you read about Wilt's game, Philly was letting New York score in the fourth quarter so that Wilt Chamberlain could get as many possessions as possible to go get to 100. And nobody talks about that anymore, but I read it last night. That's something that's factual that happened. And Kobe Bryant was just trying to score as many points as possible.
But he was Kobe. That's not out of character.
Exactly.
It's a little out of character for Bam.
And it comes down to people don't think Bam Adebayo deserves this type of game.
Correct.
And he's not in the echelon of the Kobe Bryants.
Yeah,
and
to
me, that makes it that much more spectacular.
Sure.
Solana, just look at Wilt's 100. You know what he was averaging that year?
Like 53.5.
Yeah, 52 points. So it was only double his scoring average. So if Bam, who's averaging 20, had 40, that would have been a spectacular night. But when you score more than 4 times your game average and you score over 80, and people are probably, some of the haters are about, they were Kobe fans and they don't want Kobe forgotten about. They don't want it said, oh yeah, Bam was the second leading scorer. He's the closest guy to Wilt Chamberlain. No, they want that to be Kobe because Kobe was one of the great scorers in the history of the game, just like Jordan was. That's why all the comparisons of players is really, to me, useless because you don't know the context. Last night was a special night for him. He took over 40 shots. He took 22 threes. It's just totally out of character. And he also set the record of free throw attempts in an NBA game. I would say the Wizards need to look in the mirror and saying, what the heck did we do last night to allow this to happen?
You're not kidding.
100%.
I know what happened, though. My man Keyshawn George didn't play. He would have shut down Bam. Keyshawn was hurt. He didn't get to play.
Coach, you're Spoelstra.
Yeah.
At what point number do you just go for it? 43.5, was that enough? When he got to 60, when he got to 70, where I'm not pulling him. I'm about to let him go chase his record.
Look, I'm looking at the score and saying, are we ahead? I don't care how many my players had. Do you know who's the one player that scored the most points in my head coaching career in college? I've had one player who scored 40 points. That's the most. I had such balance in our offense. It was rare that a player could score even 20. Rarely guys got 30, and only one guy in the history of my coaching career got 40. It was my son, Jay.
Maybe your rotation was messed up.
Should have recruited
Bam Adebayo. You pulling them too early, Coach.
Yeah, maybe you're icing your own players.
My son, Jay, had 40. He made 9 threes and had a spectacular shooting night. I didn't pull him. I wasn't saying, oh, we're up 20. I'm pulling him out of the game. I'm just saying, no, hey, look at the score. Okay, we're up 15. I hope we get up 20. If we get up 20, I hope we can get up 25 or 30. I'm not pulling those starters. Now, my staff would say to me, hey, Coach, you want to put in the walk-on now at the end of the bench? I said, how much time is left? They said, Coach, look at it. There's just a minute and a half, and we're up 25. I'd say, let's wait another minute.
If you were Spo last night, would you have asked Bam, hey, you're coming up on 81. It's Kobe's record. Are you interested in tying it? Are you interested in breaking it? Like, would you have made the unilateral decision as a coach, or would you have allowed Bam to make the decision?
Yeah, I probably would have asked Bam. My relationship with my players would have wanted to put the responsibility of, are you comfortable in beating Kobe's record? And if you are, pat on the back to you, man, and go for it. And we're not taking you out, but you better play well. Don't make it look like this is mop-up time and you're launching terrible shots and you're missing easy. You know, people look up mop-up time or, the scrubs are in. It's meaningless. I never looked at that. I wanted my players to play their best from the start of the game to the end of the game, try to win the game by as many points as we could. And if we were going to lose, hey, don't put your head down and quit. If we're losing by 20, try to cut it to 15. If we're down, we were down 32 to Alabama, and I was on my play. There was only 2 minutes left in the game, and I'm on the sideline. I'm standing up. We made a shot to cut it to 30. I said, come on, knock it down again. We need to cut this lead. We end up losing the game by 32 in the locker room. right after the game, I said, the best part about this, they kicked our butts from start to finish, and I learned an awful lot about my team today. We're going to need to talk about this tomorrow. We didn't talk about it after the game. We won 10 straight after that loss. 10 straight. So things change. I don't think the Wizards will be winning 10 straight. But I'll be very curious as to how the Heat respond, because we didn't have Tyler Hero. We didn't. How many guys sat out? Solana.
Norman Powell was out.
Powell didn't play.
Kalel Ware was out. Tyler Hero was out, and Niko Jovic was out as well.
Yeah. So how those guys were sitting on the sideline. I saw them in the locker room cheering like crazy for Bam afterwards. So you've got to know there's a part of them that says to themselves today, man, I wish that were me. I wish I could have a night like that. That was awesome. And they may go out one of two ways. They may play great, or they could just start jacking shots trying to prove how good they are. You're dealing with people, and you never know how they're going to respond.
Anything else in the headlines, Solana?
Just one NFL note. Max Crosby will not be a member of the Baltimore Ravens, and there is some reporting coming out over the past couple of hours. One, that he's willing to move forward with the Las Vegas Raiders, which you can imagine will be incredibly awkward. And two, that the Baltimore Ravens had all the information that they needed to have in regards to Max Crosby's knee injury. And according to Diana Rossini, many in the league believe that the general manager up in Baltimore ultimately just got cold feet.
That's how I took it, because the Raiders released that statement yesterday that said Baltimore has pulled out of the agreed upon trade. Generally, if someone fails a physical, the team doesn't say, hey, they pulled out. It's just such and such failed a physical and the trade is off. So I believe that the Raiders think that the Ravens got cold feet, and it seems like the rest of the league does as well.
They got a name and got excited, and then saw 2 first-rounders and slept on it and was like, now, he's 30-plus years old. We can't give 2 first-rounders for
looked a little
31,
closer at that knee, yeah, and they're like,
31-year-old DM with a bad knee.
What did I offer for this house? Because these floors are a little creakier than I remember on the first walkthrough. Yeah.
All right, guys, your weather in South Florida right now, it is 85 degrees. Tonight, the lows, they're going to be in the upper 70s. It should be 83 degrees, though, all day long.
That's right. Governor DeSantis should declare all of Florida's 83 degrees today in honor of Bam's 83 points. Get on that, DeSantis. Come on, Ron. Not doing anything up there.
He listens.
All right, Coach L, stick with us for another segment. Cheetah Pompano, great spot to watch a game or a fight. They got 4 stages of entertainment, the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. Cheetah Pompano has the amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day. Tuesday, March 17th, next Tuesday, make plans to join the St. Patrick's Day celebration at Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. $7 Jameson shots, $100 bottle specials, corned beef and cabbage on the menu, and a pot of gold liquor basket giveaway. That is St. Patrick's Day at the Cheetah. Saturday, March 28th, that's the Rodriguez Charities 7th Annual Poker Tournament at the Seminole Casino Coconut Creek. 100% of the proceeds from the event are donated to local charities. There's $10,000 in cash prizes. It's a $200 buy-in, and there will be bounties if you knock out the high-profile celebrities like me. I might be there in this yellow jersey. It is Saturday, March 28th, Seminole Casino Coconut Creek. I hope to see you there. You can get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Who are you comparing Kobe to?
Josh Giddey.
Hi,
So one of the things, Coach L is with us for one more segment. We've been running late all day. And by the way, we've got Heat tickets to give away at 5:20 this afternoon. Heat Spurs, 5:20 this afternoon. One of the things that I love, and you kind of referenced this in the first segment, Coach, one of the things that I love about sports is that it's fun. It's entertainment. And oftentimes people forget that. It becomes life and death or too important. And I understand for those who it's their living and their profession, obviously it's more than just fun. It's greater than that. But for fans and those watching and those in attendance, it's fun and it's entertainment. So there are times, because I was making the point earlier, like I love the fact that Spo, while 999 out of 1,000 times will follow every unwritten rule in the book, as most coaches would. I love the fact that he was cognizant enough last night to say, hey, this is special right now, not just for Bam, but for the fans. So there are times, Coach, when you're on the sideline where you can recognize, hey, this is a moment, and I'm not going to let my normal rotation stand in the way of this moment, or I'm not going to let an unwritten rule stand in the way of this moment. Like, I'm going to allow this to be the entertainment that people deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. When they didn't take Bam out in the first quarter, that's a very consistent thing in the NBA. I rarely does a starter play the first 12 minutes of the game. The first 8, yeah, maybe 9, but he comes out in the first quarter and gets a little breather. Last night was a special night, and for whatever reason, Spo said, hey, we need this win. We're on a winning streak. We've won 5 in a row. Bam's feeling it. He played great in the first quarter. Let's see if he can just keep it going. And when he did, how many did he have at halftime? 43?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 43.
43 points at the half, and you're saying to yourself, at halftime, hey, not only are we winning, but Bam may have his best night as a Miami Heat, and he deserves it because he's really the face of the program right now. He's the most consistent guy. He gives it his all every night. He's sacrificed for us. He gives us everything he has on defense, and he's recognized for being a great defender. Let's give him the nod, and let's say, hey, Bam, if you're ready to go in the second half, we're going to keep going to you. So you got to give Spo some credit and Bam.
And Coach, let's go in the other locker room. Coach Keith, what do you say at halftime when Bam does have 43? And now, like, they were fouling, they were fouling off-ball people. They were doing all that stuff late in the game. Coach Larenega is the coach of the Wizards, and Bam has 43 at halftime.
Well, thank goodness I wasn't last night, because halftime, it's embarrassing to have a player just dismantle your whole team, and to foul him basically says we can't guard him. Fouling is a mistake. It's not like it's a part of the game. And if you foul too much in basketball, you can foul out. All right. Now, when I was a player, I loved getting to the foul line. I loved getting fouled. And I hate it when I see a player who drives to the basket, gets fouled, and he turns and he's mad at the guy who fouled him. When I was in college, and I told my sons, I've told my players this, if a guy fouls you, go to the foul line and bury 2 free throws and thank him for giving you a couple of easy shots to make. It's ridiculous that you would complain, oh, but that was a hard foul. Yeah, well, grow up. Be a man. It's a man's game. All right, all my players, when we have a discussion, I'm a grown-ass man. Yeah, well, then play like that. Don't play soft. You get knocked to the ground, and don't act like you're a tough guy because you're going to come up and go nose to nose with a guy. You get up and say, thank you very much for the foul. Now I'm going to make 2 free throws, and we're going to kick your butt. Yeah. So to me, 43 at the half, you're going to ride that sucker until he says, I've had enough. I'm done for the night.
Coach, I wonder, you've been around the game for so long. What's the greatest individual performance you've ever seen on a basketball floor? You could have been the coach. It could have been maybe you in a game, or maybe you just watching a game. When you think of the greatest individual, I'm not talking about team success. I'm not talking about one shot per se. I'm saying the course of the game. Where does Bam's 83 points last night stack up with maybe one of your favorite games?
Okay, so I was a sophomore in high school. My JV team just won the city championship for the JV teams. I hit the game-winning shot, and I'm in the stands watching Power Memorial with Lou Alcindor at the time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, go against Rice High School, who with two future NBA players and a host of great college talent. And Kareem gets 19 in the first quarter. Back then, you could dunk. Now, after he did that, and he got to college and he scored 56 against the varsity, they outlawed dunking for a while. But Kareem, that is the single most impressive performance. I think he ended up with 36, if I'm not mistaken. But that first quarter of 19 was unbelievable. But I've also do you guys remember the name Calvin Murphy?
Yeah, little guy.
Yeah, 5'10", comes from, I think, Norwalk, Connecticut. I was at I was in a tournament, like an AAU tournament now. I don't know what it was called back then. The Marshallou Montefiore tournament in the Bronx. And Calvin Murphy came down with his team from Connecticut and matched up against Tiny Archibald. And Calvin had 36 at halftime.
Wow.
I forget what Tiny had. He had the spectacular game too. And Calvin ended up in foul trouble and fouled out. He only ended up with 38. But that 36-point first half is one of the greatest performances I've ever seen. And then the last example I'll give you is I was coaching at Bowling Green, and we played against Ohio U when they had the Shack of the Mac, Gary Trent. Do you guys remember him?
Yeah.
Played for Portland. He had 49 on us. He didn't make a three, but he had 10 3-point plays. 10 3-point plays. I've never seen anything like it in my life. We fouled him every single time.
Who's calling you? Is it Jay Larenega? Is it your son?
Nah, it's probably some spam. I don't know.
I need some advice for the next Clippers game. Your best guess, because you've coached for a long time, is last night's Heat performance a jump-off point, a catalyst to an unbelievably strong finish for this team? They end up not in the play-in. They're a playoff team, and they've got some of that, I don't know, vibe working as they head towards the postseason.
I think so, and I hope so. But they got to get Tyler Hero and Norm back. You got to have your full complement of players. What happened last night is partially due to those guys didn't play. Kalel didn't play. Wiggins didn't play. When you have all these guys sitting out, and Bam is probably thinking to himself, look, we're on a roll. I can't let this stop. I got to do everything I possibly can. And then when he has 43 at the half, he's saying to himself, we got to win this game, and I got to keep this going. Now when those other guys come back, it's like they jump on board the Bam bus. And, hey, do you guys know the book, The Energy Bus?
It's a book?
I can't read. I don't read well, Coach.
You don't know the book, The Energy Bus?
I don't know many books. That would be hard to do a Mount Rushmore.
Okay, so for our listeners, go buy the book, The Energy Bus, and read it. It's about a guy who's always complaining. He's negative, but his car breaks down. He's complaining about not having his car, can't drive to work. So he gets on the bus, and the bus driver will not allow him to complain. And it's a woman, and everybody on the bus has created energy, positive energy. Get on my bus, and I'm going to change your attitude. I'm going to change the way you see things, and you're going to make a commitment to being positive influence and a role model with your company. and it changes the guy around. And stuff like what happened last night can do that. It can energize a whole team, a whole franchise. It can give your coaches tremendous confidence that, hey, we've got more weapons maybe even than we realize. Bam can lead us. Bam can step up.
Now I got read the book. He gave us the whole book.
I got to add one thing. I don't think we're going to be facing the Wizard in the playoffs.
Well, that's a valid point. That's a valid point.
But I don't know if we're going to see that kind of defense again.
Coach, are there pictures in the book? I like a picture book.
No, you got to read the books, though.
Do you read books? Like, do you read books every night?
If you saw my library of books, I've read. Well, when I turned 43 and was trying to figure out a better way to coach, my older brothers told me, you need to read leadership books and self-help books. And I've got at least 200 books that I've read that are in my library right now. And they're all about leadership and how to improve your skills.
But you actually read them.
I read them, yeah. And I talk to the authors. You guys know the book Drive? It's not about basketball. It's about motivation. Drive. Have you ever heard of it?
Is it a book?
It's a book.
Pictures?
No pictures. Drive is a book written by Daniel Pink. He lives in the Maryland, Northern Virginia area. And after I read Drive, I called him. I said, look, I have 2 players at Miami, and they're both overweight. And I need to motivate them to get them in shape to lose the weight. One weighs 320 and the other weighs 280. And you know what he said? Good luck with that. Daniel Pink, he is a best-selling author. And then my guy, Daniel Coyle, he wrote a book called The Talent Code about how to teach your players how to help them become great. And the books are tremendous and tremendous motivators and a lot of lessons in life.
Yeah.
What I got one more basketball, coach, on way
real
out.
Quick.
Just
we are so
real
so
quick. Thinking about Bam, like when a guy's going off offensively, like Bam was 43 at half, 83 points. Do you try to protect him on defense? Can you make defense easier for him so that he can go ball on the other side?
You know, I've seen coaches do that. I know coaches who do that. They put him on the worst player, the guy that doesn't. I never did that. But my thought was, this guy's got to play both ends of the court. I am not sending a negative message that, hey, if you can score a lot of points, you don't have to play any defense. Because you know who's listening and paying attention to that? Those are the guys who like to shoot and score. And they're saying to themselves, man, if I have a good night, I don't have to play any D. You want to see my library? Oh man, that's not a good one. I'm looking for it.
My library's behind me right now.
So here's one shelf. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Good. That's one shelf, and there's at least 10 of those in my bookshelf.
I have it's a rare condition, but it's true. It's literary narcolepsy. So the moment I open a book, I fall asleep.
Do you know my wife goes to sleep every night listening to a book?
Oh, really?
That's how she goes to sleep.
Yeah, I don't think I could listen to a book either. It just seems like there's better things to listen to. 80s music.
Wait a minute. Do you listen to podcasts?
I do not.
Don't you have a podcast? I thought you had a podcast with Stu Gatz.
I do.
So you don't want anybody to listen to that. You're setting a bad example.
I just don't understand the appeal of listening to people talk all day. I don't know how people listen to this show, to be quite honest. I have been listening to 80s music since the 80s, and it's all that I listen to still.
Really?
That's about it.
My radio in my car is tuned to WQAM 104.3. I can't miss the Hochman, Crowder, and Solana show with Jimmy cheering you guys on in the sideline.
We love you, Coach. We love you. We appreciate you making time for us
And
as
go
always.
Canes. Go
Today.
Canes
And
tomorrow.
go
Hey,
Canes.
ACC tournament. You didn't even talk college basketball.
We're off tomorrow because the game is on. We got a day off tomorrow. I'm the biggest Canes fan on the planet.
Hey, I tell you, if Louisville beats SMU, they're ahead right now. That's going to be a heck of a rematch from last week's season ender.
True or false?
Miami Hurricanes against the Louisville Cardinals.
True or false? There's just a tiny little black mark on Bam's game last night because he didn't get a double-double.
9 rebounds just wasn't enough, was it?
See you, Coach.
See you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Jim Larenega. 4 o'clock hour is coming up in Miami. We go to the beach for a little solcito. We dance the day with a little salsita. And when you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Hyundai models like a Tucson, Elantra, Santa Fe, Ioniq, Palisade, and more, all with owner assurance, America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and Hyundai complimentary maintenance. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Hyundai with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money because you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. Visit them at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
I've wondered what planet Solana is from lately, and I'm finding out it's definitely not Earth.
All right, 4 o'clock hour. Start with the stock market report, and then we'll get back on the clock here. Stock market report sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Dow Jones down about 0.5%, down 289 points. S&P 500 down 5 points, almost no movement. NASDAQ up 19 points, almost no movement. 15 minutes of heat. That's brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. I mean, what the hell else can we talk about? It's been 2 hours and 6 minutes of heat so far. So that's your 15 minutes of heat.
I did
see, well, you're going to get more because we don't have anything else to talk about. But I did see on social media, I saw Will Manso and a bunch of others tweeted out the Heat are putting on sale a Bam Adebayo number 83 jersey. So you can order it. If you go to the Heat game, they're home tomorrow. If you go to the Heat game tomorrow, you can order it at the store or you can order it online as well. You can get that. I'm wearing Solana gave me this jersey. This is Solana's trophy gold Bam Heat jersey.
Yes.
But because I didn't have a Bam jersey, Solana brought me that today. And so I'm wearing it proudly. But you're going to be able to get a Heat Bam 83 jersey.
I can buy into that over buying a normal number 13 jersey because that's history.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to hope that he doesn't go for 85 on Thursday. It'd be crazy. He bought an 83 jersey, and then all of a sudden he goes for 85.
Load management on Thursday.
I got a question for you guys. I took some box scores yesterday, official box scores,
all right,
printed out at the arena. What do I do with this? I have one right here. This is the entire game.
What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it?
Stitches.
Yeah.
Brick in your face.
Does your
What
stomach
should I
hurt?
What should I should I hang this? Should I frame this?
Well, listen, that's not a horrible thing to like. If you have a man cave, you take the box score, you frame it. Like in the days where you actually had a ticket for the game, you could put your ticket there or whatever. But yeah, you could make something. You can make something special from that night.
But highlight, so people that come into your man cave, highlight the 83 point, like highlight Bam's stat line, so you know why it's up there.
Or turn it into a T-shirt. Have that the box score put into a T-shirt. Somebody, Will Manso, had tweeted last night. One of his friends sent him a losing ticket on the Hard Rock app. Bam under 23.5. By the way, someone sent one to me too and blamed it on Crowder. I got a tweet from someone showed me their losing ticket. It was a hefty bet too. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
So whenever I open, because I open, this is going to be crazy to y'all too. I open social media about 3 times a day. And I opened it last week when you did the Tua thing, Hawk, and I have, and all the stuff comes up and I'm like, damn, what did I say now? And I'm glad it was you that people were criticizing. This morning, it was one of those 20 plus, what is it called? Interactions, engagements, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was because people were giving me hell about Bam Adebayo.
So a listener named Travis sent me a tweet. I mean, Crowder told me he was a number 3 on a team at best. And here's his parlay. He had the Heat to win and Bam under 25.5. And I don't know if you can see it. That's a $500 bet. And the red line is the Bam under.
Oh, that's got to sting, man. Yeah. He had 25 in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. He had 30 points in the first half.
He had 31 points in the first quarter.
So funny,
he
man.
broke his career high, which had been previously was 41 points. He got to 43 by the end of the first half.
Amazing. What a night, man. It was such a great night. I really do. I appreciate Spo so much. As I was watching the end, like I said earlier in the show, it really struck me how Mike McDaniel had an opportunity to give Dolphins Nation something similar to that, where you put up the 73, you've got a record, and all of a sudden it was like, wow, 70, but you could have kicked that field goal. It was like quizzical at the end, and I was so happy that Spo was like, yeah, F it. The bet, I said it before, It was a world wrestling, like the wrestling federation that I grew up with, watching Captain Lou Albano, watching Spo very demonstratively in a point where no coach would ever challenge an offensive foul, especially as Solana points out, he took out 2 players. It was 2 offensive fouls. It was 2 offensive fouls, and Spo getting the crowd into it. I mean, that's Hulk Hogan to the ear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's for the crowd. That's for the team. So I was asking Coach Larenega, like, is that a jump-off point? Is this something that you rally around? You know, when you talk about Bam tomorrow, load management, I'm not so certain, Crowder. I kind of am of the belief of what Coach L said, which is now, Thursday night, you got to show like, hey, that was the catalyst to our, 15 games left, maybe 15, 16 games left?
16 games.
16 games. That was the catalyst. Watch what we do now.
And those, coach, like Larenega said, I deserve to play with the highest leading scorer of a single game in NBA history. I got to go out here and show out too. And I understand, and it's great. Bam went nuts, but career average 16 points a game. This year, 20 points a game. Just saying, Texter, like, I wasn't that bad on the under 23.5.
Well, you were that bad. You were 50 points bad. you were very bad on that. 50 points bad.
It got him to 20 a game, and I love him.
Heat hosts the Spurs March 23rd. We have a pair of tickets to give away every day this week, and today's pair will be given away at 5:20. So a little bit over an hour from now, you have a chance to win a pair of tickets for Heat and Spurs, little Wemby action. That's March 23rd at the Kaseya Center. So just keep listening. Zach Gelb is going to join us this hour. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com.
There happens to be quite a bit of Dolphins news going on and NFL news in general. But I will start with Bam Adebayo after his 83-point night last night. Just one other note, doing that interview with Asia Wilson, I thought was really cool. His mom was there in the crowd, the pictures, and then Kelly Sacco is doing the post-game interview, and the entire Heat team runs over. They're spraying him with water bottles. Some of those moments were really cool as well.
It felt, I said this earlier as well, it felt a little bit like the Big Three era, right? Where Chris Bosh is photobombing the interviews. Like, it just had that fun. And again, that was a gift, I felt like, from Spo and Bam last night. That was a gift. But even Norman Powell took over Kelly Sacco's interview post-game. Norman Powell asked a question, grabbed the microphone from her and asked a question. Like, it was cool. It was just, it was a vibe. It was something that you, again, you know, sounds cliche, but it's why you watch sports, for those moments. You're not getting those moments every night. We kind of did during the Big Three era, which is so ridiculous that you had lots of moments like that. But it's why you watch sports, to get those magical moments. And you had one last night. You had a 3-hour magical moment last night.
I never thought LeBron's 61-point game, wearing a mask over the Charlotte Bobcats, would ever be broken by a Miami Heat player. And I'm sitting there last night.
Certainly not Bam.
I'm sitting there last night, and I'm saying, he's going to pass LeBron? Like, what? LeBron. He's going to pass him. And then with 4 minutes to go, he's got 73, and I'm saying, holy hell, I'm about to witness something that has never happened before since Wilt Chamberlain did it. Like, I can't begin to explain the anxiety of the building, but this energy of, like, it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen.
And you bring up the post-game press conference. You just become the number 2 leading scorer single game in NBA history, and you have the WNBA's MVP, who's your girlfriend, next to you. That was a hell of a flex.
It was. That was such a flex, man. What a power couple. You want to, is that the greatest basketball power couple in the history of basketball?
Guaranteed. You can't even, they're one, and you might find 17. The second leading scorer in NBA history, single game, and the WNBA's best player. Come on, man. I want them to have a baby. I want to invest in them.
I don't know. That couple from Love and Basketball, Crowder.
Who?
That's a pretty iconic from the movie Love and Basketball. Pretty iconic power couple as well.
Great movie, by the way.
Monica and Quincy.
Who's the big man that his wife used to shoot threes all the time?
The big man.
The big racist dude.
Myers Leonard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ellie,
yeah. Ellie
Leonard.
Man, did they fall off.
He was not racist, by the way. He was anti-Semitic.
Well, you can only jump to conclusions, Hoch.
I don't even think he was anti-Semitic. He tweeted last night.
Really?
Oh, that popped up on your algorithm, did
It
it?
did. I got my eye on him.
Got my eye on him.
Myers Leonard. Yeah, I'm following Myers Leonard.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Dear Lord, please let Bam play this entire game.
See, he gets it, man.
Myers Leonard's back?
What other comments has he made where you said the same thing? You know, he gets it.
I don't know if my rabbi would agree with me, but this Myers Leonard gets it, man.
I'm very confused now.
That's funny.
All right, here's some Dolphins notes. The Julian Hill era may have ended.
What?
May have ended. I'm reading in the Miami Herald. According to a source, the Dolphins did not make a $3.5 million tender to restricted free agent tight end Julian Hill by today's 4 p.m. deadline, making him an unrestricted free agent.
Wow.
So Sully doesn't want one touchdown every 3 years.
And a lot of penalties.
Man, are you kidding me?
I don't
Are
think
you
Julian
kidding
Hill.
me?
I don't think Julian Hill ever scored a touchdown.
Yeah, he had a 2-point conversion.
2-point
Yeah,
conversion.
2-point conversion. That was it.
Who doesn't need a 2-point conversion in the preseason? Come on, Sully.
That's how I know we're trending in the right direction. We're just getting rid of all the stink. Just
Yeah.
getting rid of all of it.
Yeah. Liam Eichenberg's gone. I'm proud of that.
Man, us Eichen bros, man. Not happy. Not happy.
The Dolphins, they did agree to a 1-year deal with safety Lonnie Johnson Jr., who was a 2019 second-round pick for the Houston Texans.
All right.
A lot of those unknown names, I got to trust Sully on this.
Well, I mean, they're bargain bin shopping, which,
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I would be surprised if we see another double-digit million deal the rest of the offseason. What was the tight end got?
Dulcich?
Dulcich got what, 3.2? This is 2.5. That's
How could they give someone double-digit millions?
That's what I'm saying. That's the range we're in. We got Malik Willis, and we're going to do a bunch of 1- and 2-year deals for single-digit millions.
We also agreed to a 1-year deal. Again, I'm just reading in the Miami Herald. Barry Jackson has just an update on day 3 today. The Dolphins added an outside linebacker, 1-year deal with veteran Josh Uche, who is a former Miami Columbus High School grad.
Oh, that's cool.
And a second-round pick of the Patriots in 2020.
Let me guess. Right around $2 million.
I don't see terms of the deal disclosed.
Well, it's that.
Trust me. Trust me.
And Willie Gay is coming back. So the number 3 inside linebacker has agreed to terms to come back on a 1-year deal.
You know, I've been very complimentary of Spo all day, but now that I'm thinking about it, what he really should have done if he wanted to go like WWE, let the Wizards tie it so they could get to overtime so Bam could actually break Wilt's record. That was the only way he was going to break Wilt's record, is if you let the Wizards tie it, which he should have done. And then Bam could go for 100, 101, of course.
Bam could have gone for the leg drop.
So tank in game.
Yep.
I See your vision.
It's risky, sure.
I see.
But the reward.
I understand the vision, Hawk.
The
That's
reward be wild.
yeah.
You see people saying he should have stopped at 81 out of respect for Kobe Bryant.
So the New York Times
That's
just
dumb.
came out with a piece in The Athletic. New York Times owns The Athletic, and that's what it says. Bam's historic night should have ended one basket sooner as a nod to the legacy of Kobe Bryant.
No, that's dumb. Because in 20 years, when my grandson's talking about the leading scorer, everybody's talking about Wilt's 100-point game. They're not going to talk about the guy that didn't score 82. They're going to talk about Kobe still. Now they have to bring up Bam's name in 2090.
Also, and I mean, this is going to sound maudlin. If you want to honor Kobe Bryant,
Exactly.
you break the record because
Exactly.
Kobe was a killer. Kobe's the last guy in the NBA that would have said, oh, wait a second, this guy did that. Like, Kobe was a straight up killer. You want to honor his legacy, you go for broke.
You know who fouled Bam in the fourth? Kobe fouled Bam in the fourth to put him on the line.
What are we doing here, though, where Kobe Bryant's record, that's not even a record, can't be broken out of respect for him?
It's the last thing we have to remember him by. I mean, there's a weird thing at play there because he died so young. Is like that's the thing that we all witnessed at the end, and you know what I mean. Like you can understand why.
I struggle with that because it wasn't at the end of his career. That happened in 2006.
That was the most monumental thing towards the end of his career.
But Kobe Bryant, the guy who went up 3-0 in an NBA final series or whatever, and the reporter's asking him, you're like, why are you not happy? He's like, job's not finished.
Yeah.
Job's not finished. The guy only talked about winning titles. Regular season stuff didn't matter. MVPs didn't matter. Regular season accolades didn't matter. All he wanted, the ultimate winner. It's why people prop him up as number 2 behind Michael Jordan. It's why Kobe fans talk about him, that he'll always be better than LeBron because of one thing, killer instinct. He would stop at nothing to win an NBA title. But we're supposed to put this gravity on his 81-point regular season game in 2006, a season where his team didn't even come close to winning the NBA title, and Bam's supposed to decide at that moment, I'm not going to pass Kobe Bryant's point total. I don't understand that.
I understand all of that. I mean, Kobe's a legend, and that
He is.
that's the thing that we always talk about. I mean, when my son was growing up, like his whole thing was 81 reminds me of Kobe. Like that was a thing. Like, so I get that. But I'm just saying Kobe was a straight up killer. So you really want to honor his legacy, go out and break his record because he'd have broken yours.
And no one has any footage or memory of Wilt 100. They're all dead. The best scoring night I've ever seen in my life over 42 years was watching Kobe drop 81. And now I've watched Bam drop 83.
Wilt, Bam, Kobe.
Yep.
Single name. Single name recognition makes you something.
Right. But in other words, if Chris Paul had done it, does that launch him into single name territory?
They would say it'd be CP3. It's weird that the names have to be just set where you can put them as Greg. Greg Adebayo is not making it.
Well, his real name is Idris.
That's right.
Idris
Bam
is
does
not
have
making it.
I think it's Edris, isn't it?
Idris.
You sure?
Yes.
I'm not certain.
Okay.
Isn't that little cute boy off F1 named Idris?
I don't watch F1.
No,
Lewis Hamilton?
the movie F1 with Brad Pitt, the little cute black dude.
Brad Pitt.
No, the cute black dude. Brad Pitt's
Brad.
not black.
Brad.
Idris.
Anything else in the headlines?
Crowder has been talking a big game about F1 I have tape of him saying he's turned into the biggest F1 fan,
Oh,
that
I
he
love
watches all the races now. Crowder, I
Yeah.
just want you to know, F1 season started next week. Be ready, because I'm quizzing you
Started
on
last
F1.
week.
Started last week.
What'd I say?
Started next week,
Yeah.
which is impossible.
How did it past tense start, but it's next week? Well, let me clarify. I just enjoy the races. I'm not.
Okay.
You enjoy the
I'm not keeping up with points.
You enjoy the partnership.
Races
with the
are
pivot.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Hey, love that money.
I'm not trying to
Ricky
hurt
Bobby.
Beck. I'm just I'm just enjoying your venture
It's
into
fun,
F1.
bro. Have you been to F1? They are very fun.
I love F1. I love F1. I love it.
You love Serena Williams too and Coco Golf, but
Well, I love Lewis Hamilton. The weather in South Florida, it is 83 degrees, ladies and gentlemen.
hey,
I'm not so certain.
Is your weather.
All right. Zach Gelb is going to join us next. Championship meet energy is nonstop at Gulfstream Park with live racing every Thursday through Sunday, featured stakes races on Saturdays. The Corgi races are coming to Gulfstream this Saturday. The inaugural Coastal Corgi Classic, family-friendly event, will showcase registered corgis competing on a series of short, controlled sprint races. That'll be this Saturday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Cirque du Soleil Lucia is currently playing at Gulfstream Park right now, and it runs through April 25th. So get your tickets online. And tickets for the 75th running of the Curlin Florida Derby are on sale. You can secure your spot today for South Florida's biggest race day of the year, which is Saturday, March 28th. We will do the show out there live on Friday, March 27th to get you ready. Also Saturday, March 28th, starting at 6 p.m., Gulfstream Casino will be giving away a new Ford Maverick and a share of $20,000 in free play. Earn entries for the new Ford truck all March long, including 5 times entries on Mondays. So get all the info, get your tickets right now. See the daily race entries online as well. Do it all at GulfstreamPark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Somebody has dubbed me on the text machine Bad Bet Bunny. So before we get to Zach Gelb here, there is some news out of the NFL. Adam Schefter tweeted out former Dolphins DE Bradley Chubb has reached an agreement, 3 years, $43.5 million, worth up to $52 million, $29 million guaranteed with the Buffalo Bills. Division rival Buffalo Bills.
Revenge tour.
Get Bradley Chubb. All right, Zach Gelb is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He hosts the Zach Gelb Show on 365 Sports. He's the studio host for NFL and college basketball on Compass Media Networks. Follow him on social media at Zach Gelb, ZACHGELB. What are your thoughts? Your thoughts from Bam Adebayo's historic 83-point performance last night. There's a lot of we've dealt with this all day. There's the view through the prism of Heat fans, us, and there's a more global view from basketball fans who some, like Mad Dog, felt that it was kind of an abomination. I'm curious where you fall on that.
There's so many miserable pricks out there. Like Bam Adebayo had 83 points. Most people during the NBA regular season bitch and complain about the product. Here is a guy that does something notable. We're not talking about a player that didn't play. We're not talking about load management. He had 83 freaking points. I don't care how many times you go to the free throw line. I don't care what you do. You score 83 points in a basketball game, I will never bitch and complain about it. Anyone complaining today, stop being a miserable prick.
Actually, I have to say, he brought up something there that we haven't even brought up, and it's so right on. We spend so much time nationally talking about load management and players missing games for no apparent reason, and they can't meet the threshold for a postseason superlative. He's so right. Now people are going to complain about somebody doing something great on the court. Check your head.
And I was listening, actually. I tuned in to the Heat Audio Network. I wanted to hear Solana after the game. I thought Solana, when he was allowed to talk, did a very good job on that show. But then the post game afterwards, this team got motivated by Dwayne Wade. Those comments by Dwayne Wade, there's no buzz or fire with the Heat. I'm not saying tear the Dwayne Wade statue down or anything, but it seemed as if that team was very fired up about what Dwayne Wade had to say.
Did you see that after the game, Crowder? Because someone asked Bam in his post-game press conference, hey, what'd you think about Wade? And I thought Bam's comments there weren't that joking. I thought he was like, because he goes, that guy's 45 years old. Get in the house. What are you worried about? What's going on? Are you trying to motivate us? Like, I thought he was.
And Spo was asked before Bam got to the podium.
Oh, he was? I didn't even see.
Spo was asked about that question, or Spo alluded to it. He said, I know you guys have seen the clip of Wade saying there's no buzz about this team. And he's like, you guys know I love Dwayne. And he kind of ripped him too. So yeah, it clearly bothered him.
I'll take Gelb's lead on that one. Take the statue down. He
ripped him. He ripped him, and then he did. But Dwayne's one of our own. We love him. But it was a good little stab right there by Eric Spoelstra. I enjoyed it.
That's not Dwayne Wade anyway. It's Alpha Male off I Am Legend. Everybody knows that statue. But Gelb, I don't know, and they got into it, and the criticism. Like, I don't know how I'm on with you. I don't know how there's two sides to an 83-point game, but the Wizards start fouling off the ball, trying to grab Drew Smith. Davion Mitchell misses a free throw on purpose to get more offensive possessions. How do you feel about it was really the last 3 minutes of the game?
Sure, it's a joke, but the NBA regular season is always a joke. So, why am I going to just pick and choose, and be upset with it? This is this dopey commissioner that has clearly told you, this spineless commissioner, Adam Silver, that the regular season isn't really a big priority of his. We got a Fugazi mid-season tournament. In order to win an award, you got to play in 65 games. All these guys have fat, lucrative contracts. Play the damn game. So I don't care how Bam Adebayo did it. Good for Bam. This guy has overcome so much. Put it this way. Max Crosby's trade got rescinded last night. The fact that wasn't the most stunning thing of the evening to me in the sports world is wild. I had a friend text me 60. I go, 60 what? And then he goes 70. I go, 70 what? And then I'm like, oh, Bam Adebayo. And God forbid I'm trying to find that on now I sound like 1,000 years old on TV here in New York was impossible. I fired up the Odyssey app, company guy. There we go. Plug. And I listened to the Heat Audio Network. I listened to my guy Solana and Jason Jackson and company.
How do you think this changes the perception of Bam Adebayo from a national level? Because you're always making fun of me. I toe the Heat line, and
you do. You're a shill.
Yeah, and maybe I am. But
Because the guy just shilled the Odyssey app, though.
every single time.
Crowder would go by the F1. Yeah, why does Crowder like F1? It's all about the money. There's so much money in F1.
I do appreciate Jim Larenega giving my podcast with Stu Gatz a shout out. That was,
yeah, because he got a Patsy's gift card.
Love F1, fellas.
Every time we
Crowder's
talk Heat,
contractually required to blurt that out every 4 minutes.
Love F1, fellas. Okay, move on, Solana. I'm sorry.
Isn't that Plugola?
every single time we bring up the Heat, it's three reasons. At the beginning of the season, to get your comments on what the buzz about the Heat is, and every year you say, yeah, I mean, they're going to be a playing team or they're going to be a 6 seed. Nobody's talking about the Heat. And then when they're atrocious at some point during the season, Hoch will mention to you, hey, what's the direction here? And then once the season comes to an end, right before the playing tournament, we've done this 4 years now. We ask you, hey, are there any chances the Heat get through? And I'm always here battling about why Bam Adebayo deserves more respect. I wonder nationally, Gelb, what this can do in terms of how people appreciate the player Bam is.
I think that it will always give you a moment whenever you hear that, regardless of what Bam Adebayo does the rest of his career, you will have the moment of the remembrance of 83 points. So, yes, does that help? Sure. Do I think it's going to drastically change people's opinion about Bam Adebayo? No, like I've been saying this for years. On a championship team, he's the second best player. That's not me crapping on Bam Adebayo. He's a really good player on a championship team. He's probably the second best player, in some cases the third best player, but he's a really damn good player that has done everything everything the right way, and everything that Heat culture is about is Bam Adebayo. And if you're going to still sell me on Heat culture with Pat Riley still there, blah, 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 Bam Adebayo is Heat culture.
Team McLaren. So, Gelb, is there a...
Next, we're going to get these dramatic conversations with Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor at some F1 event.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Somebody put on the chat, this reminds me of the Ryan Howard Eat Fresh scene from The Office. I know Hoch will appreciate that. They had Ryan Howard from the Philadelphia Phillies on at their athlete story arc, and he just kept talking about Subway Eat Fresh, like just in conversation with them. It's like, yeah, Eat Fresh.
It's like Matt Harvey. I'm just here to talk about Qualcomm that time he was on with Dan Patrick.
Lando Norris. Look up Lando Norris. That's what you have to do.
All right.
But when you talk about, it's Wilt Chamberlain, who's one of those guys, then Bam, then Kobe. He's sandwiched between two of the best players in the world that ever touched the basketball. But are you talking about him in that fashion where he's there, 83 points?
In terms of all-time great performances, single memorable performances, yeah, it's up there. But am I mentioning him in the same breath in the way that Wilt Chamberlain was a player or Kobe Bryant was a player? No. I would just be looking to troll if I ended up saying it. It's nothing against Bam Adebayo. It's not taken away from him, but Bam Adebayo, Kobe, and Wilt, who doesn't belong. Yeah, Bam Adebayo's not on the same caliber as Kobe and Wilt. But I heard you guys on the way in before bringing me on. Are people upset that he moved past Kobe Bryant? Like, people are losing their minds over this?
What, Hawk? They said they should have stopped at 81 in respect or something.
The Athletic, I think it was Sam Amick in The Athletic. In New York
what
Times,
a loser that guy is.
Came out with a column. It just dropped like an hour ago that essentially said, hey, incredible, memorable night that should have been called one bucket earlier in honor of the legacy of Kobe Bryant.
Don't get me wrong. Love Kobe.
Let me look for the
iconic, player. Tragic what happened.
You have it?
Kobe Bryant, I haven't read the article to be fair, but
read the headline, Solana.
Kobe Bryant wouldn't want Bam Adebayo
Of course
to stop.
not.
It's ridiculous.
What does it say, Solana?
So the headline is why Bam Adebayo and the Heat should have stopped at matching Kobe Bryant's 81 points.
Give me a break.
I mean, that's kind of like, I get if you're a columnist and you've got to write something. Gelb has been as observant on this as anytime that he's ever come on the show before. I don't think he's been this locked in to the truth that I haven't even thought about, which is everything in the regular season is so diminished anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to all of a sudden stand on ceremony that, like, you've got guys who literally aren't playing because they don't feel like it.
Well, can I let you in on the secret? How the Heat were motivated by Dwayne Wade's comments. A comment was passed my way of one Alejandro Solana talking about me now being a part of the WQAM family in a part-time role. And I was compared to Malik Willis, and Solana said something, I don't know if Malik Willis isn't going to work, but I know Gelb is going to suck. You're lucky I'm on virtually here right now, Solana. And by the way, Solana, I'm very happy you dressed nicely for the historic occasion last night, because if you'd have wore that outfit from a week ago, oh, geez, that could have been bad for you when you took that selfie after the game.
All right, we got to take a break because the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour is coming up, and we've got Heat Bucks tickets to give away at 5:20. By the way, Ira Winderman put out the Bucks injury report for tomorrow. No Giannis on the injury report, so he's going to play. Going for 85.
Bam's going to score 100.
I wonder if the Heat kind of have a bullseye on their back now when it comes to the league for doing something purposefully that most teams wouldn't engage in.
Oh, God forbid they tried to get more points and highlight an individual player when all these players don't end up playing in a regular season game. That annoys me.
I'm with you.
But schematically, I was a part of the wrong side of Brady 50 touchdown season with Randy Moss, where it's just schematic. So now if a guy goes 83, you put everything into your practice to stop him from scoring 83. So he's going to, I would say, Hawk, Bam's more the target now than the Heat are a target.
Did the NFL try to shut down the Dolphins when they scored 70 points against the Broncos? Like, were they some villain?
No, but to be fair, we played the Bills the following weekend, and they just own us.
Well, also, Mike McDaniel didn't go for 73 in the record.
And by the way, since Channing Crowder is a money whore and has bad knees, he'll probably be the next member of the Buffalo Bills defense, because it seems like they just sign guys to crazy contracts that have bad knees.
They need a middle linebacker.
All right, I'm
hell on goal line now. I come downhill on you.
On social media, ZACHGELB. See you, Gelby.
Later, guys. Be well.
5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour is coming up next, so do not go anywhere. We'll get you caught up on all the headlines and continue to celebrate Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo, 83 points last night. I really hope some of you had the Prize Picks app open and chose more on Bam Adebayo when you added him to your lineup last night. Daily fantasy players, I'm talking to you. Download the Prize Picks app right now. Use code Solana to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right, $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's the code Solana, SOLANA. I've been playing Prize Picks recently. I've been telling you for the past couple of weeks that I have no idea why I waited so long, because especially during basketball season, and especially last night, Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, every board, and yes, every free throw, even 43 of them, that much more exciting. It's extremely simple. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. You create your lineup. You choose 2 to 6 players, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in. You're basically turning your hot takes into real money. The way I think of it is you're going to hang out with the boys one night, you go over to your friend's house, you're with a bunch of friends. All of you can now turn your hot takes, because I know you're all filled with hot takes, turn it into real money. And that's what's cool about Prize Picks, that it's not just basketball. It's pretty much every single sport. Football season, Prize Picks. Soccer season, which is going on right now, Prize Picks. Basketball season, and for the rest of basketball season, Prize Picks. They have everything. So join me and millions of users. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code Solana to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You're going to love it because they have so many different ways to play. For example, they have the flex play, which means when you're picking your 2 to 6 player stat projections, let's say you pick 4 guys in your lineup, only 3 of them hit. Guess what? Prize Picks with that flex play, you can still cash out. Even if your lineup isn't perfect, it's really up to you how you want to play. You want that flexibility, choose the flex play. You want bigger payouts, go for the power play. But no matter how you play, put your takes to the test with Prize Picks. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details. Download it right now. Use code Solana. You're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Jimmy, you know how to make a hot tea?
No, I do not.
You know the ingredients of tea.
Water.
I had a feeling that was coming at some point today, Jimmy. I like it. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour, and we have been celebrating all day long. Matas Buzelis is 41 last night against Golden State. What a game by Boozy. And, of course, we're celebrating as well Dan Ugla's 46th birthday today. Happy birthday, Dan Ugla.
My friend.
Bam Adebayo, 83, man. That makes it a very funky Buddha Happy Hour.
Yes.
5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour, brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. By the way, you can watch all the F1 races at Funky Buddha Tap Room in Oakland Park. Speaking of F1, which we know Crowder is a huge fan of, you can watch all the races there. They keep the sound on. They've got specials, and it is a fun way to watch the races. Now, I was just looking at their Instagram account, and you can follow Funky Buddha Tap Room on Instagram. Pi Day is coming up. 3/14, of course, is Pi Day, but they're celebrating it all weekend long. So they're celebrating Pi Day from 3/13 to 3/15, right? So what is that, Friday to Sunday, I'm guessing? Without looking at the calendar? You haven't listened to a word I've said, have you?
No.
Yeah. So their annual Pi Day celebration returns this weekend.
314
at Funky Buddha. They've got pie drafts, key lime pie tart ale,
Delicious.
Derby pie bourbon ale. Do you know what a Derby pie is?
I don't know if I probably had that one, but I don't know I don't know the name.
But like, no, I'm saying like actual Derby pie, not the beer. Like, do you know what Derby pie is?
No idea. Sounds British to me.
Derby pie is a rich, gooey chocolate and nut-filled pie, traditionally made with walnuts or pecans, that originated in Kentucky and is strongly associated with the Kentucky Derby. Happens to look phenomenal. I'm looking at a picture of it on.
I just pulled up a picture now too. It does look good.
That does look good. Derby pie. So they've got that at Funky Buddha. Derby pie bourbon ale. They've got lemon meringue blonde ale and coconut pie cream ale. And they've got a pie flight pairing this Saturday only, while supplies last. Saturday is 3/14. Ginger vanilla mousse with toasted coconut paired with key lime pie tart ale. You love a vanilla mousse, I'm guessing. Dark chocolate dipped candied bacon topped with toasted almond and paired with their coconut cream pie ale. Blueberry cobbler with brown sugar and toasted oats paired with their lemon meringue blonde ale.
Oh, I'm gaining 20 pounds.
And banana bread pudding with bourbon sauce paired with their Derby pie bourbon ale.
Yeah. Change the plans, Asia.
I tell you what, that stuff sounds good, man.
My goodness.
Holy mackerel. That's Saturday at Funky Buddha in Oakland Park. And also a pie cocktail, pizza pie martini. Did you hear me, Jimmy? Pizza pie martini.
I'm there.
Parmesan and sun-dried tomato-infused vodka. Basil and olive oil. Washed dry vermouth. Served up with mozzarella pearls and fresh basil. That sounds disgusting.
No, I trust Chef Jeff.
But he doesn't make the drink. That's a drink.
I know he formulates the flavors.
A pizza pie martini, Parmesan and sun-dried tomato-infused vodka. Get out of here with that. That sounds terrible.
Cheese and tomato vodka.
Basil and olive oil washed dry vermouth.
Oh, I love
so that little foam on top.
Served with mozzarella pearls and fresh basil.
I'm still sweating off the vermouth I drank in Spain.
Everything on the Funky Buddha menu for Saturday sounds amazing, except the pizza pie cocktail, the pizza pie martini. I got to call foul on that one.
Pie day.
I got to keep it 100. You see what I'm saying? Hey,
keep it
hey,
100.
I keep it a buck on this show. Do I not? Who on this show keeps it a buck?
Me.
I do.
That completely diminishes me keeping it a buck if everyone believes they keep it a buck. Anyway, Funky Buddha, 5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour. We have Heat tickets, Heat and Spurs, March 23rd, every day this week, and 10 minutes from now. 5:20, we will give away the Heat Spurs tickets.
I think I've kind of dropped the ball on a sound that we should play.
All right.
Over the last 2 days, but I think I found the perfect sound at 5:20 to play
for when we give away the Heat tickets?
To officially give away the Heat tickets today.
All right.
Open shot, fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. You better hit it. I want
Bam Adebayo.
Perfect. 5:20, when you hear that, you will have a chance to be the proper caller number, and it's either going to be caller 13 or 83. It just depends on whether we feel like punishing Jimmy or not. So, I'll let you know in 10 minutes. I'll let you know in 10 minutes. Hey, I keep it a buck, Jimmy.
You keep it a buck. And it's funny you say 5:20, we're giving away the tickets. The 5:20 podcast with Jeff Teague, I just listened during the break. He talks about the 83-point game.
What does he say?
He keeps it a buck. We can't play it. There's too many words that aren't allowed on our station.
Keep it a buck. Positive or negative?
So positive. He's flabbergasted by someone criticizing an 83-point game. He's just taken back by it. He's confused.
What it takes to shoot 43 field goal attempts in a game, like not even including the amount of free throws he took, just to take 43 field goals in a game.
Hog that ball like no one's ever done before.
But he showed. What's the boy's name? SARS. What's his name? Solana.
Yeah, Alex SARS.
They're going through every one of his shots, and he's just giving him work. He's giving everybody work every single possession. He breaks it down like an NBA player, and it made me smile with listening to Jeff Teague talk about it.
What's funny is Alex SAR yesterday had 28 points in the game, shot 12 of 19, 4 of 7 from 3, and he had 6 rebounds. That's like a really good game for the second-year center who's supposed to be the next great big man in the Eastern Conference. Like, he had a really good game. The guy he was guarding had 83 points.
What was his plus minus?
Alex SAR was only a -9.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, be like -60.
Hawk, they pulled him. Once Bam got to 60, we need to try something else.
All right, let's do headlines real quick, and we've got the Heat tickets to give away in 7 minutes. Headlines brought to you by Durrell Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Durrell Hyundai or DurrellHyundai.com.
I asked this because I was thinking about it on the drive-in. What are the greatest, where were you when X player did this moments in South Florida sports
Wide
history?
right for me. Wide right.
Wide right is one of them. I'll give you another one. LeBron James, the decision. Everybody remembers.
Oh, I was there too. Yeah.
Where?
I thought you were saying where were we? Like if you were there, like I was there for that moment, and I was part of the Boys and Girls Club when that happened. You never saw me in the crowd?
You were one of the kids in the crowd?
Yeah, I was one of the kids there. You didn't see that? Yeah. I had a tough upbringing up in Akron.
You should have been arrested.
I keep it a buck. How funny would that be? I'm sitting there. Yeah, no, I thought you were saying, like, where were you at? Like, what's the moment you were at? And that's why I said wide right. Well, because you were there last night.
Maybe that applies. Like, you could have been there, but there's moments in sports.
But I wasn't really at the decision.
Oh.
Damn. Got me. Barry
Solana.
Bonds.
How the hell could he be at the decision? He was 47.
That's how you keep it at a buck.
I keep it a buck.
You know what? You asked that. I've talked about this game before. 2006, Jason Taylor, Defensive Player of the Year, Minnesota game. I don't know what his stats are, but I just know he called out a screen interception for a touchdown, and I was like, this dude is unreal. That was the most spectacular thing I've ever been a part of, and I was on the field with him, and I didn't do half of what he did.
Probably didn't do an 18th of what he did.
You go to hell. I had me 5-6 tackles now.
You were
I'm
Myron Gardner.
I'm going to look it up, Hawk. I know I had some tackles because Chester Taylor was the running back, and I had him man-to-man.
All right, here your by the way, that game, I love JT. That game doesn't apply because nobody, like, pull 100 people at Dolphin Mall. Yeah. Nobody would remember where they were. I'm talking like Barry Bonds breaks Hank Aaron's record. Right. Everybody remembers where they were
Camarillo catches. I'm not kidding you.
100%.
I'm not kidding you.
The Miami Miracle, everybody remembers where they were watching the Miami Miracle.
The Duke, Miami Duke kickoff return.
On Halloween. Yeah. Everybody remembers where they were when that happened.
What's the boy's name that intercepted Notre Dame? We were together, Hawk.
Oh, Trajan Bandy.
I'll remember that the rest of my life.
Yep. Yeah, like there's certain moments where you can go, the Trajan Bandy interception. Everyone knows the moment, the game, the situation. That turnover chain, man.
Bring it back.
Bring that back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. No. Oh, I keep it a buck on this show, Crowder. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
How are you going to ask me what my memory is and tell me it's not important enough?
Because it has to apply. Like, where were you?
It applies to a player being the best defensive player in the world.
No, and I love JT. I'm not trying to take away from that game, but, like, nobody remembers that game. Nobody remembers
Minnesota
watching that game.
Chester Taylor.
Nobody remembers Chester Taylor.
I got to look up the stat. We won. I played well that game, too. Y'all go to hell.
All right.
2006.
Where were you when Channing Crowder intercepted Tom Brady? See?
Kind of like this.
That works.
Where was I when I found out about it? I was in this chair about 4 years ago.
Man,
guy wouldn't stop prattling on about something. I couldn't understand what was going on. I finally looked it up.
For friends like y'all, who needs enemies? Goodness gracious. Let me look.
What do you think holds more value? Bam Adebayo, the basketball from last night where he scored 83 points.
He gets to keep it, right? Lori asked me last night, like, does he get to keep that ball?
Tim Reynolds posted a picture. The ball was secured after the game. And our friend, who I can't remember his name.
Good friend of ours.
Darren Ravel had a really interesting post yesterday. Who keeps the jersey Bam was wearing? I just thought Bam keeps the jersey. It's Bam Adebayo's jersey. He was breaking down. It's not that simple. There's partnerships, and the Heat maybe own the jersey.
That guy that would steal everything out of the
cop.
The guy who was stealing all the other memorabilia. He's probably got a claim to it.
I mean, Uptown Dale might have been walking out of the game yesterday with Bam Adebayo's jersey, but he said, according to a source, Bam would be keeping the jersey from last night.
Yeah.
So y'all are telling me you don't remember the Viking game from 06 where I had 7 tackles?
For the love of God. I dare someone to put on their list of monumental South Florida sports moments the Crowder 7 tackle game.
Oh my goodness, Zach had 17 tackles. Good grief.
You are Fontecchio to his Adebayo.
Zach had 17 tackles.
Right. Anything else in the headlines? Because I want to hear from Jason Jackson this hour.
Good game from Simo last night, by the way, 18 points.
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb has signed a 3-year, $43.5 million deal to join the Buffalo Bills.
All right.
And Kirk Cousins has officially been released by the Atlanta Falcons. The Raiders, according to Diana Rossini, are expected to show interest in Kirk Cousins, veteran quarterback that will be able to help Fernando Mendoza when they draft him first overall.
All right.
And the Vikings are considered the overwhelming favorite, according to Adam Schefter, to sign Kyler Murray. He's been officially released by the Arizona Cardinals.
Man, this Vikings team, are they still go with JJ McCarthy and then Kyler's the backup, or I don't understand the situation.
I don't know.
Kyler, pure quarterback competition, but Kyler's going to beat out JJ McCarthy
because they have chosen JJ McCarthy to their detriment over 2 good quarterbacks, or better quarterbacks, I should say. And then I wonder if that's going to happen now. Anyway, the whole thing is strange. I wouldn't want to be a Vikings fan.
Especially in
Open
2007.
shot, fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. You better hit it. I want
Bam Adebayo.
Caller 13 or 83?
You know my vote, 83.
I go with 13. Jimmy gets overwhelmed.
I will be the deciding. Is Wendell still back there?
He is.
Let's make Wendell the deciding vote. Is Wendell the one answering the phones, Jimmy, or is it you?
I'll answer.
Man, don't do that to Wendell. 83 damn people.
You gotta bring people into the fight. I keep it a buck. Caller 83. Caller 83 gets a pair of Heat, and by the way, no messing around with the right caller number. Like, don't take the second call. That's illegal on a million different levels. Caller 83 gets a pair of tickets for Heat and Bucks March. I keep it a Bucks. Heat and Bucks.
My bad, Wendell.
83 305 567 0560 305 567 0560. Caller number 83 gets a pair of Heat Bucks tickets for March 23rd at the Kaseya Center. I dare anyone to complain about anything 83 related. I dare you, Wendell. I double dog dare you, because I keep it a buck.
You keep it a buck.
I keep it a buck. All right, anything else in the headlines? And we have another pair tomorrow. Tomorrow, very abbreviated show, because you got Canes basketball tomorrow. So tomorrow's show is so abbreviated, you're pretty much just going to hear Solana. I ain't showing up. But someone's going to win a pair of Heat tickets. I know you're not. Someone's going to win a pair of Heat tickets for the 45 minutes or so that Solana's up. All right, anything else?
Your weather in South Florida, 83 degrees.
Yeah.
83 degrees.
I don't see anybody answering calls back there. Oh, yeah, I see Jimmy answering calls. All right, Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat Audio Experience. Jason Jackson joins us next on Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
7 tackles.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Tighten your ass up, Whale.
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios. Shop exceptional Cadillac offers now at the 3-time Cadillac Dealer of the Year, Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac. Visit EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com. You're always backed by Morse.
If the life of someone you love has been affected by cancer, there's something you can do about it on March 14th. Join the Miami Heat and Baptist Health Foundation for Bounce Back from Cancer, when thousands of cancer survivors, patients, and community members will walk through the streets of Miami to raise $7 million for life-saving research at Baptist Health Miami Cancer Institute. Register or donate now at bouncebackfromcancer.net and take the first step to defeat cancer. Thanks from all of us at WQAM.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Atlantic Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit includes blood work and a medical consult, and if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 877-455-7300 or go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, Joe Rose here. When anxiety or depression starts to feel like too much, sometimes the most powerful step is stepping away to a place that feels safe, private, and genuinely comforting. Recovery Unplugged's mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale offers a beautiful, peaceful setting where you can focus fully on healing with expert clinical care, innovative treatments like ketamine therapy, and a musical-based approach that helps people reconnect. They accept most major insurance plans. Learn more at recoveryunplugged.com or call 954-737-4508. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
Number one based on total new Toyota retail sales in the Southeast region for 2025 for Southeast Toyota distributors.
Are you looking for a sweetheart of a deal? Find your match at Toyota of Hollywood, the number one volume Toyota dealer. Irresistible savings await you on over 2,000 Toyotas. Fall in love with the 2025 pre-owned Corolla LE at an unbeatable price. Not $24,000, $17,988. $17,988 for a Toyota Corolla. Save thousands more with 0% APR financing for 72 months. Zero down. And if you earn at least $500 a week, we want to say, yes, you're approved. Find your perfect match and experience our car lovers promenade at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
APR on 26BZ, $13.89 per thousand financed on approved credit. Price includes $8.99 dealer fee plus tax, tag, registration, and title.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Not all good news comes with a catch. Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. No strings, no gimmicks. Just dependable protection at a more affordable price. See? No catch. So if you're looking to up your savings, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
If you're sick, you want the best doctor, someone who is focused, experienced, and highly skilled. If you owe money to the IRS or are being audited, the same is true. Those tax companies across the country with 800 numbers and fancy commercials do not give you personal service. They just fill out forms and hope for the best. You're just a number to them. I'm Miami tax attorney Steve Klitzner. My practice is focused exclusively on helping taxpayers just like you. I fight the IRS on your behalf. I know what works and how to hold the IRS to the law. Call me today for a free consultation with me at 305-682-1118. I'll protect your rights. Call me now, 305-682-1118. That's